_space_fog sent a super chat. Missed a bunch of streams tax.
Hello, Cybies! Well, you guys voted for it. You guys voted for Drama Tent. I even put it up against Kickassia. I was surprised. So I guess, there is an inordinate amount of interest in me covering this whole kerfuffle. So, yes, welcome, everyone. We're talking about the SkittyBitty today. Which, I'm not exactly involved in this, but I think it's worth talking about because what this person is doing and what the people around them, who I used to be associated with, are defending is, it's not good. It's really not good, and even the surface level of what is happening is not good, and, who the hell knows where this could go. And don't worry, Kickassia will go back on the list next week. It's about time for me to start covering the Channel Awesome movies. I'm just in a mood, I guess. Because I can tell you an embarrassing amount about those movies and everyone in them. That's the appeal. My magic is really quiet? Okay, I keep fucking with my music thingy. So yes, I guess, I'm your favorite Chimtopia streamer. We talked about Chimtopia Wednesday, because chat made me, okay? It's fine. So yes, so we're here to talk about the SkittyBitty drama. So let me, oops, wrong button. I'm already off to a good start. Yes, I know Anthony Gramuglia was, freaking out about me on Blue Sky. The man has, like, dragged my name through the mud, made a big cancel post about me, keeps telling people I'm dangerous and bad, did a cunty little stream with the Crimson Ender bragging about how he pretended to be my friend to my face while hating me, and he's surprised I say something back. And he's surprised I fuck with him now. Did you expect me to just be professionally quiet forever when you keep pulling this shit? Like, he needs to learn to keep his mouth shut. He thinks he's entitled to shit-talk anyone he wants, and the second they say something back, he freaks out. Same thing happened with EFAP. He begged for their attention, and then when they did cover him, he chickened out and ran away. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just partially about him, sure, and thank you for the super sticker. Also, we had some gifted subs. We have Giselle as usual, and then Space Frog came in on a little tutu and fairy wings and dusted the chat. So if you did get hit with the gifted sub fairy today, you can connect your Discord and your YouTube accounts, and it'll dump you to my Discord server. My Discord server is, I try to keep it PG-13, because, I mean, the topic we're having today, you're never going to keep kids out of every place in the internet, but my content doesn't really appeal to kids, no matter what my critics might think. My audience is primarily adults. So, yeah, but I still am like, just treat my Discord like you would Twitter. Keep it PG-13, you know, whatever. I didn't sign up to be a babysitter. Parents should watch their fucking kids. That's my take on this thing. No, you should not be getting close to children on the internet and be their friend. You should be advocating for their parents to learn better digital literacy and better digital safety precautions. You know, I'm not here to babysit your fucking ugly kids, okay?
A super chat. My Doug Walker addiction must be satisfied.
Don't worry. I'm not like a Channel Awesome hater. I was a fan. I was a fan back in the day. As much as I loathe to admit. I still watch some of the people who were on Channel Awesome, so... But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about today. Yeah, it's a dumpster fire, and I am dumpster diving. So this all started... Well, it didn't really start with Harmful Opinions, but he's the one who brought this particular aspect of it to life. So, it will summate from how I understand this. So SkittyBitty is a Nintendo YouTuber focusing on Zelda. They have a rivalry and a beef with another Nintendo YouTuber focusing on Zelda. This other Nintendo YouTuber, Octorok, made a video disagreeing that the Gerudo from Ocarina of Time are racist depictions. Something they disagreed with SkittyBitty on, but didn't name SkittyBitty, like, personally? So it wasn't like a video really aimed at them, but that's how SkittyBitty took it. And so then SkittyBitty made a response video that was basically a cancel hit piece on Octorok, calling him a pedophile, and Anthony Gramuglia involved himself in that video. He tries to act like just doing voice lines in it is no big deal, but...
Didn't send a super chat. Ara that screams, I love mixtape.
Is Ara just calling the prompts to make me say things now? Am I doing an Ara and I'm just going, I love mixtape? I don't know, I'm used to pausing my music for Kaiser, because he uses the things he makes me say in his stupid little Twitter videos. Anyway. So, yeah, so Anthony involved himself in this person's cancel hit piece on Octorok. According to Octorok, Skitty's been harassing him for, like, 4 months now. And I believe that. Octorok himself has some iffy viewpoints. Maybe, say the line. Say the line, Sai! Octorok has some iffy opinions. I think he simps over some character that's 17 or something in Tears of the Kingdom. I don't care. Oh, the RR voice, but I'm saying I love mixtape. They're like, I love mixtape! There you go. As usual, anyone just lurking for the topic I'm talking about is going to be so confused. It's just something my chat started where they can make me say things with super chats. Yes, you should go watch my mixtape playthrough. It's very good. Anyway, Johnny Galvatron, the writer of Mixtape, blocked me on Instagram after I made a YouTube short about him. I didn't even say anything about him on Instagram, so I know he's seen it. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So, Heartful Opinions first came out, pointing out that SkittyBitty added everyone in their server to go mass report Octorok's Twitter account to try to get him terminated. Which is already a shitty thing to do, but, SkittyBitty, as, the result of being a Nintendo YouTuber, has a lot of children in their audience, so they're adding everyone in their server, including children, to go to the Twitter account of someone they're calling a Nazi pedophile to mass report them, so exposing those children, potentially, to that content. I think it is Reju, yeah, I haven't played Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. You guys can at me. I was never the biggest Zelda fan. I mean, I really like Oot and Majora's, but who doesn't, you know? So, I don't know, Biologic. Sometimes Super Chats just stop working for people. YouTube can be weird. Oh, God.
At Tyler Preston 699 send a super chat. Link. Oh boy. I'm so hungry I can eat an Octorok.
Oh boy, I'm so hungry I could eat an Octorok! See, my generic shonen boy voice works for anything. Riju is 18 to 20-year-old in Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know, people are saying she's 12 in Breath of the Wild.
At Sassanus sent a super chat. Do these guys at least play Metroid like adults?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, I heard she's like, she would have been a child in Breath of the Wild, but she's not actually in the game. I think we might watch Octorok's own video defending himself, but I think we'll watch Skitty's first, and then if we have time, we'll do this shit backwards. You know, but yeah, so what, I guess he had like a cropped NSFW image of Riju in his video, and that's enough to call him a pedophile because she started her leadership when she was like 12 or something, and okay, she's 12 in Breath of the Wild and 17 in Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, so well, yeah, looting that character is pretty iffy, but having inordinate influence on actual real living breathing children as a YouTuber is worse. And that's what we're going to talk about. So, Harmful Opinions at first was just pointing out that SkittyBitty was sending potentially children to mass report who they're calling a Nazi pedophile. And that's all Harmful Opinions was covering, just the @everyone in SkittyBitty's server. That made Anthony Gramuglia and a bunch of other people come out of the woodwork shouting, "SkittyBitty doesn't touch kids! You're pedo-jacketing them!" And it's like, where's that coming from? Because nobody is saying that. Nobody is saying that SkittyBitty is sexually inappropriate for children, so why is your first reaction to come out yelling adamantly that SkittyBitty does not touch children? That's a little weird. So after that, Harmful Opinions made a follow-up video clarifying that if he wanted to paint SkittyBitty as a pedophile, he could have shown this footage. And so here we are. So this is the first clip he has in his video where Skitty is talking to 13-year-olds in their audience, paying them special attention in their chat.
Oh, this is Benjamin. He's 11.
You should do your chores. Okay?
Benjamin's our youngest viewer.
11?
He's actually 13, but if you say he's 11, he gets really mad, so...
Skitty has also publicly passed a judgment on this young boy's parents, as they are ideological enemies.
I'm your dad. Go do your chores.
No, Benjamin's parents are, like, homophobic crazy people.
Okay, I'm your internet uncle.
Okay, so, cards on the table. I am a homosexual. So I know a thing or two about homophobia. However, you cannot trust what a child is telling you online to be 100% accurate. You should not be encouraging that child's statements about their parents. You should not be like, "Oh yes, child, your parents are bad and crazy. I agree," while paying them special attention in your community. That is already, by itself, very inappropriate. You are not an adult in this child's life. You don't have the full scope of this child's life. You're not a teacher. You're not a doctor. You're not a police officer. You're not, like, a big brother, big sister mentor. You're not a guidance counselor. You're not anything that should be involving yourself with somebody else's kid. Skitty is in their 20s, I believe. And I will give them the benefit of the doubt that this is a situation like Limus the Slime, where they're a 20-something-year-old with arrested development who really, really wishes they were still a teenager, sees teenagers as their peers, and seeks validation from teenagers. That's still bad, but that's where I'm at right now in my assessment of their behavior. So to be painfully clear, I'm not saying that SkittyBitty has done anything sexually improprietous. But what they're doing is already active harm. It is harm. It is predatory. Not sexually predatory, but it is predatory. And you should not be trying to influence a child behind their parents' back. No matter what that child is saying. Some kids will say shit like that just to fit in. Or just to get sympathy. Or maybe they're just mistaken. I said on my previous stream, I touched on this a little bit on my Wednesday stream, but I said previously, a fucking child would say that their parents are evil Nazi fascists for taking their Switch away because their grades are falling. You know, you can't take what a 13-year-old says in a fucking chat room online at face value. That's insane. And you should not be this overly involved with other people's kids. Like, especially if you're a stranger. And you are a stranger. You might feel like this parasocial connection because you're a YouTuber they like, and they're your fan. But that does not make you a part of this child's life. No. So, I'm gonna let some supers through.
5011 sent a super chat. The new Avatar show has a trailer and comes out in October.
I'm not gonna escape talking about this either, am I? I don't like it. I'm not looking forward to it. I already don't like the idea that they completely wipe the slate of the world clean. I hate that they're doubling down on everything I hated in Legend of Korra, and I am a Korra apologist. And they're dumping the entire 26 episodes at once. It's all bad, but I will be willing to do episode discussion streams on it if you guys really want me to.
At Eagle Irvine sent a super chat. The rumor come out. Joe Psy is gay?
Psy is gay? I know, I'm so subtle about it, right? So, Lavender says, me when my parents took my Game Boy Advance from me because I was failing math. Yeah, and the thing is, people our age, like in 30s, 40s, we know what it's like to be a stupid teen in 20-something, you know? So again, I am giving SkittyBitty the benefit of the doubt here, but the next thing they did is something that needs to be stopped immediately, you know?
Stream last year, Skitty plugged their Discord, and young Benjamin lamented that he wouldn't be able to join. He doesn't have a card, or I suppose a PayPal or anything that he could use to pay for access to get into the private Discord. His parents also presumably wouldn't want him joining the private Discord of a queerness-focused YouTuber. No problem though. Skitty was there to help.
Anyway, Benjamin, if you want to join the Patreon, but you don't have a credit card, what you should do is you should buy yourself a Visa gift card at a store. I'm joking mostly, but I'm actually not really joking.
I'm actually not joking. So Anthony Gramuglia on Blue Sky right now will tell you, no, Skitty was just telling a 13-year-old to join their Discord as a joke. But then they backtrack and say they're not joking immediately. So, like, they weren't joking.
If you are a child and you have crazy homophobic parents and you need to buy anything really, you should buy a Visa gift card, because you could just spend that on anything. You can do that.
Benjamin expressed surprise and delight at this information.
Yeah, so people are trying to spin this as, oh, Skitty was just giving general advice to a child with homophobic parents about how they can circumvent their parents by buying Visa gift cards with cash that they can then secretly use online for just anything they want. So that's not good. Let's hear the whole clip again, uninterrupted by me, just so you guys can really understand what you're hearing here.
Help.
Anyway, Benjamin, if you want to join the Patreon, but you don't have a credit card, what you should do is you should buy yourself a Visa gift card at a store. I'm joking mostly, but I'm actually not really joking. If you are a child and you have crazy homophobic parents and you need to buy anything really, you should buy a Visa gift card, because you could just spend that on anything. You can do that.
Benjamin.
What was the hesitation there, too? Like, what are you expecting these kids to be secretly spending money on behind the backs of their parents, besides your Patreon? So yes, they're right there encouraging a 13-year-old to purchase a Visa gift card behind their parents' back in order to pay into their Patreon and join their Discord server, while SkittyBitty will now have further access to this child who they are encouraging to distrust their parents and are paying special attention as a YouTuber they like. I mean, don't wokies like to talk about power dynamics all the time? You are a YouTuber this child enjoys and admires. Paying them special attention and drawing them closer to you while telling them to distrust their parents. You can't do that. That's not good.
Expressed surprise and delight at this information, and SkittyBitty elaborated.
Yes, it has a number on it that you can use to purchase stuff. That is truth. That's the official SkittyBitty strat. I never had to do shit like that because my parents are cool, but I support everyone who doesn't have cool parents in their quest for autonomy.
Yeah, their quest for autonomy. Now, this is the giant red flag on all of this. The phrase, child autonomy. That phrase is a dog whistle used by many different types of people who want to erode social boundaries between children and their parents and be able to have inordinate influence on children without their parents knowing. They say it's because children can make their own decisions. That's not really it. It's so you can influence children into the decisions you want them to make, possibly against their parents' wishes. And again, I'm going to keep stressing this. I'm not saying that SkittyBitty is doing anything sexually inappropriate with these children. It's still inappropriate behavior, but it's not sexually inappropriate. I don't see any signs of that. But the whole child autonomy thing is certainly a massive red flag. Yes, child autonomy is an argument that's been used by NAMBLA. It's used by quote-unquote MAPS, or minor attracted people. You know, what pedophiles call themselves to make it sound nicer. So that right there gives me a whole lot of pause. But I am still giving SkittyBitty the absolute benefit of the doubt that they are just young and stupid. And possibly don't know the implications of that phrase, and think that they are genuinely helping these kids. They're not. They are causing harm, but they might believe they are genuinely helping these kids and genuinely doing a good thing. So again, I stress, I am giving SkittyBitty, personally, the biggest benefit of the doubt I can, but that whole child autonomy thing is a massive red flag, and I can't ignore that. And neither should anybody else.
Savage for Life for an 8328 sent a super chat, called my parents dictators once. They're diamonds.
Okay, they're pink.
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. I get kids needing safe spaces from bad home lives, but this goes against every internet safety lesson we were taught in school. Stranger danger hollow.
Well, exactly. Yes, children can use, safe spaces. But you are not someone who has any official capacity to create one. You are not someone being paid by parents to, you know, mentor their child. You're not someone with any sort of official oversight. You don't answer to a regulatory body. You're not inspected by anybody. So no, you have no business as a fucking YouTuber, you know, acting like you're going to be some kind of child mentor.
At Hurtworks sent a super chat. I'll say it loud and clear. Random media reviewers are not professionals. They have no idea how to deal with serious topics, and when they do involve themselves are doing it for their own damn ego.
Exactly. This is we saw this with Limus. We saw this with Courtney Pete. There are these people who desperately seek the validation of teenagers because they themselves are developmentally stunted. Alright? But, like, it harms the children for you to use them for your own psychological and emotional benefit. It doesn't have to be sexual to be inappropriate.
Xgonsan Jam sent a super chat. This whole situation just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Asking kids for money is just kinda scummy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
And like I said on Wednesday, if Mr. Beast was out there going, hey kids, are you too young to have a bank account, PayPal, or a debit card? Well, no problem. You can use cash money to buy Visa gift cards, and then you can use that to buy Beast brand merchandise. Like, would you be okay with that? You would instantly see what the fuck is wrong there, wouldn't you? If it was like somebody like Mr. Beast doing it. You know, that is my fucking point. Let's see other... And then this isn't even the first time Skitty has suggested this.
Oh, Brendan's here. Hi, Brendan.
Hi, Brendan.
Hi, Brendan. He missed something. He missed
So he did get in the Discord in the end.
Yeah. It's okay. He's on the server, so he already knows.
No, Brendan's not on the server. You're thinking of Benjamin.
Oh.
And Skitty knows these kids on a first-name basis. And at some point, they, like, criticize harmful opinions for not censoring the children's names. Skitty, you are the one out there saying their names out loud, drawing attention to them in chat, saying what their age is. How do you not see what is wrong with this?
At Hikaru9624 sent a super chat. We made the basic rules of staying safe online. It saddens me to see such vital rules disregarded.
I blame Facebook. I blame Facebook. It made people comfortable with posting their real names and their whole lives online. That's when the internet really changed, from people like me who used to inhabit it, and we always used screen names and never gave out our real names and practiced good internet safety. And then all the moms and dads got on Facebook, and that went right out the fucking window, and they never dreamt about how it would affect their children, you know?
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. I wish SkittyBitty would take this as the opportunity to improve and avoid going down a dark path. This doesn't have to be a canceling.
I don't think they're going to do that anytime soon, and I will go over my Blue Sky conversation with them again in regards to that. So yes, so how did Anthony Gramuglia, who was in SkittyBitty's cancel video, and Octorok react to this? Well, on his post where he reminds everybody, well, let's just read his post real quick. This is your reminder that I am a content creator, not the YouTube police. I find I am irregularly asked to hold various creators accountable, both on my side of the aisle and the opposing side. My guy, you make, like, a career out of going after quote-unquote grifters and bitching about other YouTubers, and then you, like, defend people like Skitty and Otterly Noah. So yeah, when you're vouching for someone, people are going to look to you when it turns out that's a shitty person you vouched for. That's how life works. Maybe if you just kept your nose out of other people's business and kept your fucking mouth shut, you wouldn't keep finding yourself in these situations. However, I am not a drama creator. I discuss media and media discourse. If something intersects with that, yeah, I may talk about it. If I think people will find the topic interesting, but I am not required to make videos about every bit of drama, nor is it my personal failing to not want to spread potentially multiple weeks discussing a story that I don't feel passionate talking about. Yeah, he gets really dispassionate when it comes to talking about his DMs between him and Otterly Noah, and what Skitty's doing, but yeah. Nor do you really want to see a video like that either, and yet you've made several. The man is a mystery. I think I actually have a few more posts from him today on the Discord that I could drag up. Maybe I will. Anyway, so he's saying it's too parasocial, even though he gets himself involved in fucking everything. So here's somebody in the comments calls him out. This pwn person. Now what? Why the fuck did it all disappear on me? Oh god, I hate when it does this. Now I've lost it completely. Damn it. What the highlighted comment? So, this person tries to call him out. Let's see if the replies are gonna want to show up for me. I'm gonna have to go digging through the whole stupid, post for them again. No, okay, I'm gonna have to sort it by top comments then and go back to the main post. I'll let the supers go through. I'm fucking with this.
Atmos305 sent a super chat. Latex. Skitty wouldn't want my money cause I'm not a minor. So here you go, sigh.
I was so smart. I thought I had everything set up.
Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Not the YouTube police yet, he went after you for, what? Criticizing a YouTuber who happens to be black.
Yeah, and he had to make a big cancel post about it.
520 sent a super chat. And isn't a drama creator, but is in many dramas.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. I found it. Please load properly this time.
Frog sent a super chat. Anthony Gabagool, aka comic book guy. Ara attacks.
It doesn't want to fucking show up now, damn it. What I wanted to show you was he argues with this person.
Ed Beastly Evie sent a super chat. I think my comment on Ant's post was deleted.
I think so. Oh, wait. Okay, hang on. So, somebody's getting me a screenshot of it. Cool beans. Let me find it now. Pfft. There you go. This is the conversation I was looking for. I don't know why YouTube's fucking up on me now. But this person tells him, SkittyBitty was financially grooming a 13-year-old boy into buying into, well, he says her, but it's their Discord server, telling him to buy Visa gift cards so he could pay them to talk to them in a private Discord without his parents knowing. Aunt knows there's no way to defend this, so instead, he's going to pretend he's above drama farming when he revels in it constantly when it's not one of his friends on the chopping block. And Ethy says, wait, what are you talking about? Are you just saying a 13-year-old paid to get into Skitty's paid Discord server? Because I have no idea what you're talking about. Fucking bullshit, he doesn't. And they call him out on it. They say, you know exactly what I'm talking about, Aunt. Don't play dumb, but for the sake of explaining it, you can't deny knowing about it anymore. Go to 3 hours and 20 minutes in there. It's Friday. Yeah, they're just telling him about the clip we just watched. And he says, I just dug up the clip. It's talking about kids who need resources if their parents are being homophobic. It's extremely disingenuous to act like I knew about some clip from some random stream I never saw. This is deeply unemployed behavior. Like, bro, they just showed, like, much like Nicholas Diorio with Artily Noah, you were just shown the evidence, and you are denying it! You're denying the part where SkittyBitty is instructing a child step by step how to get a Visa gift card behind their parents' back to pay them money on Patreon and join their Discord. It's, yeah. So, I just wanted to show that one where here's call. Hang on, let me go into my Discord again real quick. Let me get out of my DMs. You guys will, put up with me for a second here. I could have been more prepared, I suppose. We have a little petty drama thread. It's literally called Petty University. So, here's a few more opinions from Anthony today. Mr. Tony Gabagool over here. He's still, this was today. Him defending this. So he says, so, Skitty said on a live stream once to someone in chat who said they didn't have a credit card, they could buy a Visa credit card to get into their Discord as a joke, but then pivoted into discussing how buying a Visa gift card can help someone out if their parents were homophobic and controlling. First of all, Skitty immediately says they're not joking, after saying they're kind of joking. Immediately says they're not joking. Was instructing the child to do it specifically to get into their Discord server. Again, is on a first-name basis with this child and calls them by name in the chat, pointing him out specifically and saying his age, and is getting closer to this child while encouraging him to believe that his parents are bad and crazy. You're a father, Anthony. How can you fucking be okay with this? Like, seriously, bro. In 13 years, are you gonna be okay with it if some weird stranger online is telling your son, yeah, your parents are bad, you can't trust them, but you can trust me, your favorite YouTuber who makes content you love and talks about all the things you like? You know, how do you not see a problem here? Why are you just omitting information to pretend this is not what's happening? And why was your first reaction to say Skitty is being pedo-jacketed when no one was saying anything about sexual impropriety? Like, seriously. People point this out. First thing Anthony does is go, you're pedo-jacketing Skitty. Skitty doesn't touch kids. It's like, no one was saying anything close to that, Anthony. Do you know something we don't? Because again, this whole child autonomy thing is a massive red flag. So... And he says, and that's literally everything. A joke turned into practical advice for living with an abusive parent. Textbook pedo-jacketing. How? They were literally instructing the child how to buy into their Discord server to give themselves more access to this child who they have an inappropriate parasocial relationship with. Hello? And this person says, ah, I see. At worst, you could say Skitty was being irresponsible and reckless on that. Sound advice, but that could cause potential risk of the person, especially if their parents found out. And then Anthony replies to that. Let me just get this open. A lot of what Skitty did is reckless and should be criticized on those terms. Well, guess what I'm doing right now, palo? I am criticizing their recklessness that is putting children in harm's way. It doesn't have to be fucking sexual. Nobody is saying grooming. No one is saying sexual grooming. No one is saying Skitty has been sexually inappropriate. Why do you keep saying that? You're making this look worse. Because the more you fucking say it, when nobody else said it, the more one has to think, okay, why do you keep going there? Do you know something?
At Miss Jasmine305 sent a super chat, so I guess criticizing how one of Ant's friends acts is now the definition of pedo-jacketing. Bruh, Woman
I
face
guess
bombing
so,
emoji.
but I mean, when he and his friends, like, insult me and insult my sexual orientation and say sexist things about me, that's fine, because I have been declared an enemy. You can do anything you want to people you have declared to be bad people, obviously. That makes you a good person.
At Gargarock Bob sent a super chat. Entering someone's Discord apparently is an important recourse. What?
I mean, he keeps omitting that part, that Skitty was telling this child how to buy a Visa gift card behind their parents' back to get into their Discord server, where Skitty will therefore now have closer access to this child, who they are telling to mistrust their parents, and who they are paying special attention to as this child's favorite YouTuber. Yes, that is all very, very bad. Very bad. That is all very bad.
At Kaylee and Christian sent a super chat, and just buzzwords his way out of every argument.
I mean, he tries. Rarely succeeds, I would say.
At Beastly Evie sent a super chat. If Skitty was joking, then the kid wouldn't be allowed into the Discord. Kid took their advice and got membership.
Yeah, and I have words right from Skitty's own fucking mouth to me that we are going to look over next. So now that the supers are done, I think this is the first one. So I said this to somebody who has since deleted their post, because between me and Garbo, we convinced this person that what is happening is actually bad, and we're not bringing it up just to, like, get a political dig at Skitty. This is objectively a bad thing, and I would be saying it about anybody exhibiting this behavior. You know? So I said to this person, you know, it's interesting how you and Anthony Gramuglia both jumped right to pedojacketing and Skitty isn't attracted to kids when no one said that. Why is that? It is still predatory to manipulate a child into giving you money because you are a YouTuber they like. Like, that is already an unequal power dynamic, an adult and a child, and the adult is a micro-celebrity that the child admires. Of course the child is gonna do anything a YouTuber they like says. The kids. They're naive, they don't know a lot about the world, they don't know how to take care of themselves, and it's not your place to step in place of a child's parents. Especially since you're a stranger online. So this is Skitty's response to me. They have since blocked me, but I made sure to take these screenshots before they did, because I had a sense. You like my blue sky? I don't know why I chose that one. I just chose a random bit of old sidechat art. And just kind of stuck. So SkittyBitty says, this pearl clutching is ridiculous. Patreon's minimum age is 13. Entry to my Discord is $3. And the people running this smear campaign can't even come up with an example of actually inappropriate behavior. It's all innuendo and confirmation bias, and it's sick. Your inappropriate behavior is being so overly familiar with these children in the first place, SkittyBitty. That is already inappropriate. Telling them how to circumvent their parents and buy things behind their backs is inappropriate. Encouraging a child to believe that their parents are crazy and bad is inappropriate. Getting children close to you in your Discord server to continue to influence them in this manner is inappropriate. All of that is completely inappropriate. I don't know why this is so hard to grasp, except that they really just want to influence children in place of their parents. For ideological reasons. That's the only thing I can think of. Other than that, the thing I said before, the Skitty is emotionally immature and sees teenagers as their peer and wants to live vicariously through them because they wish they were teenagers still. Again, that is the most generous read I can give on this situation. And I say, this isn't a smear campaign, you are an adult instructing your suggestible child audience how they can secretly give you money, encouraging them to distrust their parents, but trust you with your youth autonomy advocacy, while drawing them closer to you. This is extremely inappropriate conduct. And they say, this is more innuendo and not an actual point. How is it not a point? Parents don't always have their kids' best interests in mind, and as a survivor of CSA myself, I am intent on listening to young people when they speak up. Great. Go get training to be a mentor. Go become a guidance counselor. Go work for some official fucking organization that has, you know, a regulatory body to make sure there's nothing inappropriate happening that works with kids. You're a fucking YouTuber. You are a stranger on the internet. You have absolutely no responsibility over these kids, nor should you. How is this so hard to fucking grasp? And then they continue with, you are taking conservative slop tubers at face value, just a shadow box with Anthony. It's sad. I mean, yeah, I'm probably mostly interested in this because Anthony is involved, but like, for fuck's sake, how, like, this is a clear-cut case of, no, you need to cut this shit out immediately. I'm not a CSA survivor. No, nothing of the sort. But I don't care. I mean, like, they're just trying to distract from the main point of, you cannot be doing this. You cannot be this overly familiar with children in your audience. You can't be doing that, you know? It continues, though. I say you're not an expert or authority for vulnerable youth. You're a YouTuber closely communicating with and influencing minors. You are a stranger to these kids. You do not have a full picture of their life. You don't know how accurate what they say is. You have no business being involved. And they say, literally, no harm is being done to these kids by letting them hang out in a fully safe-for-work Discord server. Well, evidently there is, because you, again, a YouTuber who they like and admire, is encouraging them to distrust their parents. That is harm. You are causing harm. You are causing harm when you manipulate them into giving you money. And it doesn't matter how safe for work it is, like, you are identifying kids in your audience by name, saying what their ages are. An adult could come into your Discord server also pretending to be a 13 or 14-year-old and get close to these kids. And how would you know? All you would see is two 14-year-olds talking to each other. They could draw that kid into a different server. They could start DMing them. They could get them on Snapchat or something. You don't know. So no, your server isn't completely safe just because you're safe for work and only talk about Nintendo games. Especially when you are paying so much extra attention to the children in your audience. It's like you are causing harm. And this is what they say, too, you're not an expert or authority for vulnerable youth either. Yeah, exactly why I don't do the shit you're doing. The uncomfortable truth is nobody knows how to keep kids safe 100% of the time, which is why you should not be involved! Whether at home, at school, or online, and if something, God forbid, were to happen on my watch, I would be responsible. You're the one causing harm! It's you, Skitty, it's you! You are responsible and you are causing harm. The best thing you or I or any layperson can do is keep kids safe, is to empower them. No, it's to leave them the fuck alone. And don't encourage them to make social media accounts. That's how you do that. I don't think the minimum age for Patreon or Discord or Twitter should be 13 years old. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I think it's an archaic limit that really needs to be looked at. I've said before, I think we should invent devices that hardlock children out of most of the internet. You know, things, lock them out in the root, so they, not just, like, weak parental controls they can easily get around, because they understand the technology better than their parents do. We need devices that will just, like, keep them in a tiny little square, and even that isn't completely safe. A predator could get their hands on one of those devices, whatever. It wouldn't be, there's no simple solution. They're not wrong about that, but you're making it worse, and you are participating in the child harm. You know? And even if we had such devices, people would just fucking give their kids the latest iPhone anyway, because they don't care. But, you know, I've had people say this to me, like, well, some kids have bad parents, so you have to be responsible for them online. I was like, no, I fucking don't. I don't gotta be responsible for anybody else's fucking kids. I don't want any kids around me. I don't want to deal with children or teenagers. I don't want to have to talk to them. I don't want to be around them. I am a grown-ass, childless adult who has never had any interest in being a parent. I don't want to be around kids. I want to talk to other adults about nerdy shit. Is that so wrong?
@SconSanJam sent a super chat. How come it ain't a public Discord server if it's just for resources and wholesome information?
I don't know. I mean, having people pay for a Discord, I understand, as like a bonus. Uh-oh. Miss Jasmine says that we learn nothing from To Catch a Predator. Adults will lie about being minors on the internet to get close to actual minors. Jesus fucking Christ, Kitty. Or Skitty. I don't know why it's silent.
Jasmine 305 sent
They're
a
just
super
lagging,
chat.
apparently.
Have we learned nothing from To Catch a Predator? Adults will lie about being minors on the internet to get close to actual minors. JFC Skitty.
I don't hate children. I just don't want to have to deal with them when I shouldn't be expected to. You know? Like, I'm not, like, mean to, like, children or friends or anything, you know? I'm not like, get out of here, kid, you bother me. You know, I could be nice to children, but I do not enjoy hanging out with them extensively. I don't know why other people do. You know? And unless, again, they are parents, or the kid's, like, uncle or something, you know?
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Skitty may not have gross ulterior motives, but this exact dynamic does happen between kids and adults with bad motives. How is any kid supposed to know which adult is safe?
Exactly.
Solution is don't put them in that situation at all.
Yeah, you're already encouraging them to trust strange adults on the internet just with your behavior. So you are causing harm. And you're telling them every adult in your server is by extension safe, and you can't possibly know that. You know? And thank you, Shark Dropping Walrus, for the gifted subs. Maybe you guys will get to see the little fairy dust animation on the chat now, or is it not firing either? Stream Elements is being weird right now.
At Juno's Power sent a super chat. Oh boy, I sure love it when people deflect an argument by claiming the other is a part of whatever side of politics is opposite of them. Cool rebuttal. This is why I'm an independent. I'm so tired of the figure pointing. Boss.
I know. Madlad says, honestly, despising children and Zoomers is a funny meme. I know I'm old. Like, I remember when I was 20, I was like, I'll always be patient with and understanding of teenagers. That didn't last very long. But then again, I didn't really like other teenagers even when I was a teenager. So. The last part of the conversation where they stopped talking to me at this point and eventually blocked me. I said, you have already caused harm by manipulating a child into paying into your Discord and encouraging them to trust you over their parents. You need to take this seriously. And they stopped answering and they blocked me. So I think we can see what SkittyBitty's stance is on their behavior. And they're surrounded by people like Anthony Gramuglia who will sweep for them because they're on the correct ideological side and have an identity. I think, is really it.
At Jessale sent a super chat. We should not be expected to be the babysitters or heroes for kids on the internet. I'm stunned by how many people put all their life on the internet and not spend time with friends in real life.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, if I see, like, a child, like, running into the street about to get hit by a car, yeah, I'd grab that kid and rescue them. I think most adults would. Like, if you see a child in immediate harm, most adults would intervene, yes. If you think a child on the internet is in immediate danger from their parents, you can call CPS if you know where they live. You can put in an FBI tip. You can call the police. You can contact a child advocate. I can't talk. You can contact a child advocacy organization, like an official one, to see what you can do. Otherwise, you are not involved in this child's life, and you can't trust anything they say about their real life that you do not witness. Again, a kid could be saying, yeah, my parents are totally homophobic Nazis just to fit in and feel oppressed. When meanwhile, maybe their parents are like hippies. You know? Like, you have no idea if a child is being truthful.
At Cyberonko send a super chat. Didn't Courtney have a similar mentality about this sort of thing too?
Yeah, like, children should have autonomy and be liberated from their parents and stuff, which means they should talk to me, a strange adult on the internet, who is emotionally stunted and wishes I was a teenager still, and I can feel like I'm a cool teenager if I talk to real teenagers. Like, that is a terrible mentality, and you are harming the kids when you do this to them. So, like, what's the last one I had here? Oh yeah, and this was a response on their video, I think. So, random person says to SkittyBitty, This still doesn't excuse your behavior toward minors in your community. Just because you count 5 ants in your house doesn't mean there were only 5 ants. Never assume that every person online is honest about age. Not to mention, you seem to brush under the rug that you've actively instructed and encouraged minors to go behind their parents' backs to buy access to your Patreon/Discord server. And Skitty's reply is, literally, who gives a fuck? It's a safe for work server where we talk about video games. If anything, a server with paid entry helps filter randos. This is just concern trolling. You just told us it only costs $3 for anybody to get access to the children in your community, SkittyBitty. I think a really dedicated predator is not going to be dissuaded by that barrier. And again, you were out there telling these children how to go behind their parents' backs to pay you money to get into your Discord server where you can continue to influence them to distrust their parents. No. That is not good. That is harm. That is harm.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. I'm so sick of adults on the internet thinking that just cause they have trauma it means they're experts on helping others, especially kids, with trauma.
I had a shitty childhood, and I see this kid online saying that they have a shitty childhood, and I feel compelled to help them. And again, some of these people may have good motivations. It doesn't change that the actions are harmful. And again, if you're using a child as your own emotional sponge for your own psychological problems, that is an issue. And you should not be doing that, and that causes harm to the child. So, that's it on the whole, like, child luring thing. And again, to emphasize, I am not saying that SkittyBitty is doing anything sexually inappropriate, but their behavior is, on the whole, inappropriate, and you cannot be this overly familiar with other people's fucking kids on the internet, especially if you're telling those kids that their parents are bad and crazy, and that they can trust you, their favorite YouTuber. No. No!
At SuperBrownie247 sent a super chat. Why are so many YouTubers messing with kids?
Arrested Development, basically. That's a lot of it, except for the ones that have really bad motives, which they exist. You know, predators hide in plain sight. They don't look like you might think they do. You know, they can be anybody. It's, yeah, hello, this is basic internet safety. How have we fallen so far off the path that people don't know it anymore? Someone else in chat says, Beastly in chat says, these kids aren't your do-over in self-therapy. Fucking yes. That is precisely it. You know, they're using these children for their own psychological ends, and it's like, even that is harming that child. An adult using them as, like, an emotional sponge? Yeah, that harms a child! But anyway, we're gonna move on to their video. Now, this is their response to Octorok's response to their cancel video of Octorok, where, they called Octorok a pedophile and a racist and a Nazi. So we're gonna see what Skitty has to say for themselves. We might go back and flip through Octorok's video, and every time Skitty's, inappropriate behavior comes up, people go, but Octorok, though, he had NSFW of a 17-year-old fictional character, and it's like, on a scale to that and financially manipulating actual real children, I'm going with the actual real children manipulation being the bad thing that we should worry about. Like, I don't care about Octorok. I don't, even care about Zelda, so I don't really know who these people are. I'm not gonna come down on any opinions on Octorok until I see more evidence of what people are saying about him, but from some of his video, it's like, yeah, his whole, oh, they're trying to replace Western culture shit is yeah, that's a bit sus. It's about as sus as saying child autonomy, so...
At Bylonic111 sent a super chat. Test.
Excellent. Bylonic has learned to give me money. I am financially manipulating Bylonic.
At Eagle Irvine sent a super chat. First Jazzy Oliver and now Skitty. Why does Ant like to hang around weirdos so much? Ant, you good?
Honestly, I think Anthony throwing me under the bus benefited me most of all, because now I'm not associated with him, now that he's doing all of this crazy bullshit and sweeping for all of these fucking weirdos who are doing actually harmful things. Does they have music in this video? I guess we'll find out. I'll pause my music if they do.
Hi everyone, Skitty here. As you know, I've been hard at work on my Breath of the Wild video. I'd say the script is about 75% done, and I'm on track to finish it by the end of August at the latest. I'd love to keep my head down and continue work on the video, but unfortunately some internet drama has cropped up that bears addressing. On July 18th, Octorok Reviews released a video called What's Wrong with SkittyBitty. The video is 42 minutes long, supposedly took a month to make, and details an alleged months-long harassment campaign that I've supposedly waged against Octorok Reviews in the
I believe that you have. I can't tell if they have music or not. Oh, whatever, I'll keep my music on. I don't care.
months since the release of my Gerudo video in March. And if this video had been an honest recap of everything that had happened since that video was released, encompassing both of our behavior and ending with a sincere apology towards me and a call for me to take accountability, I would frankly be cooked. Fortunately for me, I guess, this video is not that. To be clear, it's true that there were times in the past few months where I've acted in ways I regret and said things I shouldn't have. I'll be addressing those things as they come up because I don't want to be the kind of person who can't admit when they make a mistake. The same cannot be said of Octo, whose video makes no attempt to accurately portray his own behavior and is completely devoid of any introspection. His video is also predicated
I'm sure that doesn't sound wise. Say, shut up, Atmakun! He's like, nobody can hear your music anyway. The music volume is always a problem.
people not paying too close attention to the evidence he's showing of this so-called harassment campaign, because if you listen to what he's saying and take it at face value, I seem like a monster. But if you actually...
Well, he is claiming that you sent someone into his Discord server to spy on him. This being the Super Mario Andrew 12, so that's his claim, that Skitty either sent this person in, or they decided to infiltrate Octorok's server on Skitty's behalf. Yeah, they talk like they're on 2x speed normally. Maybe we should slow Skitty down. Yeah, that's what Sketchy says in chat. Do you regret it because you feel bad, or because you were caught?
Take it at face value, I seem like a monster. But if you actually pause and read the script...
Okay, I will pause and read these. What was that first one? Okay. Can we go back a little bit? Boobly says, I'll make it easy for you. Shortly after Skitty's video was posted, I joined his Discord server under the username Super Mario Andrew 12. Any screenshots of a user named Andrew in his Discord that aren't obviously doctored are likely me. So, okay, this person admitted to it. They went into his Discord to gay op, so, on your behalf, so... Okay. Why did you flash that one by so quickly?
But if you actually...
And then SkittyBitty reposted, when we decline to speak ill of the dead, it's because we have compassion for the living. Charlie Kirk was an unrepentant racist. So is this over Charlie Kirk? Okay. I don't know what this is, any of this is in reference to, so...
Actually pause and read the screenshots he shows in his video, many of them do not show what he claims they do. I'm not interested in going through his video point by point and calling out every instance of him being dishonest or lying by omission. That's more effort than this issue deserves. But I also refuse to stay silent while my reputation is dragged through the mud by bad faith actors. So...
Honey, you did a cancel video on him first. This is like Anthony with Remnant 777. Who is a chud and a conservative, but a pretty reasonable and logical person overall. So I don't have as much of a problem with him. Because he's someone who could possibly change his mind on things. But, like, you started with a cancel video first, just like Anthony went after Remnant first, went after his video, and then got all agog that Remnant responded. You started with a cancel video. You started with calling Octorok a Nazi pedophile. And now you're like, oh, he's dragging my reputation through the mud. Sweetheart, you did it first. Don't start shit if you can't take shit back. You know, don't challenge someone to a fight and then complain when you get punched in the face. Hello?
So you can consider this video a sort of compromise. I want to set the record straight while wasting as little of both my time and yours as possible, so let's get into it. In my Gerudo video, I said the following. I should note that Octo has been cordial, even friendly in our public interactions, but it doesn't...
Okay, yeah, he's been cordial in your public interactions and just happened to disagree with you on whether or not a fictional race in a video game franchise is a racist depiction or not. That's what the beef started over. the Gerudo. In Octorok, like, in case you don't know what those are, let's just look it up real quick. So it tells you what I think of, this is what they look like now, it seems. I kind of like the style of, Breath of the Wild in that. Let's look at the Oot one, though. There's the Oot design. Which I would say is... So, Skitty's whole argument is that the Gerudo are instantly racist because they have some Orientalist aspects in their designs. Now, Orientalism is, like, how Europeans would depict the Middle East. And he did get a lot of this whole, like, puffy harem pants and midriff shit going on, which were, like, Europeans' imagination of what harems must look like. It must be all full of sexy women in skimpy outfits and puffy pants. You know, that must be what harems are. But that kind of stuck in the cultural zeitgeist as shorthand for, like, desert people. You know, like, fucking even Aladdin does this. Every single woman in Aladdin dresses like the Eurocentric harem Orientalist stereotype. So yeah, it was a thing in the 90s. And now they've kind of retconned it. And made them a little, like, more culturally unique in the games. I've heard they've basically retconned everything about the Gerudo. But the whole idea of them in Ocarina of Time were a bunch of desert Amazons who were an all-female race, who only had one male every 100 years, and it was also a way to introduce Ganondorf as a human for the first time. Or a Hylian, or whatever you want to call them. You know, because before that, Ganon was like a giant pig man, and then they introduced him as a member of this desert people. Which I assume they, like, retroactively designed the Gerudo after their Ganondorf design for Ocarina. Don't take my word on that, I'm just speculating. But yeah, so is this design kind of Orientalist? Yes. Was it the 90s in Japan? Yes. Like, have they since retconned it? Yes. So what is the problem? Like, you can say something is problematic without it having to be, like, completely unforgivable. Like, you're gonna find problematic things in to like... Well, not retcon, the cultures evolve. Fair enough. I don't believe in the Zelda timeline, to be honest. So, that's just me. You know, I'm more on the side of... Zelda games are representing, like, the same mythology over and over again. That's kind of where I'm at on Zelda. But again, I'm not a huge Zelda fan, and I haven't played a lot of the games. I've played Oot, Majora's, Twilight Princess. Actually, that's kind of it. I do want to play Hyrule Warriors. I still need to get that. I do have a Switch. I just barely use it. So, anyway. So Skitty's whole point here is... Octorok was cordial with me, but then he dared to disagree with me that something in a fictional series was racist. And then I tried to destroy him, and now he's not cordial anymore. I don't understand what happened. You know? Like...
But it doesn't feel sincere. If anything, I'm waiting for him to turn around after this video comes out and talk about how all this is so uncalled for, and he's only ever...
I mean, you did that. You made a big cancel video on him after he disagreed with you on a fictional race in a piece of fiction. I'll say, Hikaru, that Majora's Mask is one of my favorite games of all time. It didn't necessarily need to be a Zelda game. I think it could have worked even if it wasn't, but, because it's so different and weird from the rest, but Majora's Mask is one of my favorite games of all time. Oh, I'm Sengoku Musou trash at OD3, so... And I played a little bit of Hyrule Warriors in a store once, and I'm like, but yeah, I'm Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors trash, and it's that gameplay, so, yeah.
Ever been nice to me. Unsurprisingly, this is exactly how his video begins. He mentions how, the very same day my Gerudo video came out, I took to Twitter to taunt him and send my followers his way. What I actually posted was this, a screenshot of...
Okay, let's see what you said then, huh? We'll read the screenshot together, everyone. Except my music thingy is cutting it off on the top, damn it. So SkittyBitty says, finally able to break my silence and say that this shit is so embarrassing. I don't know why Skitty is so aggressive toward me. I hate drama. Then why are you behaving like this? And what is the behavior we're talking about? So Schaefer Ellis says, yeah, Echoes of Wisdom really wasn't all that. Octo says, try saying that around SkittyBitty and they'll kill you. Potato, Hildy says, honestly, cannot stand SkittyBitty. Just a Guy says, hop off Skitty, they're chill. Octo says, save this post and come back to it after Skitty's next big video is released. I promise it will be hilarious. Somebody in Japanese says, what video are they making? Octo says, sorry to vague post, but I won't ruin their surprise. They've worked so hard on it after all. So it sounds to me like Octo knew you were making a cancel video on him. And you're using this as an excuse to be aggressive toward him, that he knows that you're making a cancel video on him? I assume that's what it is, because the cancel video came out in March. This was February. So when did your Gerudo video come out, SkittyBitty? In fact, let's go to their channel. Let's do some fact checking, everybody. So, are the Gerudos racist?
For a while now, I've wanted to make a video about the portrayal of—
Shut up, I just want to see what date you uploaded this. So that was March. So maybe he was talking about the Gerudo video, but like, so he's just saying you wouldn't like Echoes of Wisdom slander? And to come back and look at this after your next video? What is this supposed to mean to me? That you just had to cancel him because of this? What?
of an exchange Octo had in another YouTuber's replies a few weeks prior, where he was vague posting out my upcoming video, revealing my true colors in some way. Here, his vague niceties when talking to me directly contrasted with the passive-aggressive way he was talking about me on social media prior to the video's release.
Oh my god, he was being slightly passive-aggressive, I had to destroy him! Like, really? Seriously?
To hear Octo tell it, I continued to relentlessly post about him while he stayed stone-faced and ignored it all, but that's simply a lie. He quote retweeted—
Yeah, we might skip around his video a bit after this to, do some fact-checking. So here's another post I need to read. Octorok Review says, Skitty, this was months after you suddenly blocked me at all socials and made vague threats about you making a takedown video against me. Several people in that thread called you a bully, and I'm starting to believe they were right. That's the voice he's getting. So he knew about Skitty's upcoming— So, okay, so you are retroactively saying he deserved to be canceled by you because he knew you were making a cancel video on him and he talked about it. You started this fight, SkittyBitty. You started this fight. All he did was disagree with your take on a piece of fucking fiction. That's not an attack on you. You can have friendly disagreements. Like, my friends and I argue about nerd shit all the time. Like, ugh. Well, I'm giving Skitty, like, a high-pitched voice. I might as well give Octo, like, the exact opposite voice, I suppose, to differentiate them, you know?
Tweeted this post calling me a bully, which I quote retweeted in return saying that—
I don't know why that voice. I'm just going to, like, the octave opposite of the voice I'm doing for Skitty. And SkittyBitty says, the persecution complex you've managed to maintain throughout all this after you picked a fight with me and then you made a video misrepresenting what I believe is remarkable. No humility, no introspection, no liking comments from people telling you you've done nothing wrong. Or just liking comments from people. Wow, this, the lack of self-awareness. So, again, Skitty saw Octo making a video about how the Gerudo aren't racist as an attack on them. And then decided to make a big fuck-off cancel video on him. You're still looking like the one in the wrong here, even in your own fucking video. So, crap. Biolotic says, I disagree with Sai on a number of things. Yeah, I tell you guys to disagree with me on things. Like, I am just giving my opinion. You can take it or leave it. You know, I grew up in a time where you could get along with people with different ideological and worldview and political views than you, and different religions than you. Like, it matters who someone is as a person. And, like, you can always change people's minds on things with good rhetoric, but if you don't have that and you just scream at them, you're not gonna get anywhere. You know? So he's talking about you suddenly blocking him and implying you're going to make a takedown video. And you're accusing him of starting the fight.
That I was amazed by his persecution complex and apparent inability to introspect. I pointed out that he had been taking refuge in the handful of comments on his original Gerudo video and hearting only the ones telling him that he'd done nothing wrong.
How dare he heart comments in support of him? People in chat like, rhetoric from Disco Elysium? I know, you motherfuckers are gonna start doing, like, Disco Elysium, like, roll check voices now. I played Disco Elysium recently. It was very good. I have been devouring lore videos on it. I'm already thinking of doing another playthrough, like, a year or two from now. That'll be, like, my biblically accurate playthrough. I think that would be fun. Why did nobody tell me if you have high psyche, your necktie talks to you? I could have used that in my blind run. Anyway, we're getting distracted. I mean actual rhetoric, though. That is a real word, you know. It wasn't just made up by Disco Elysium. Yeah, well, my playthrough is still up. I'm gonna unlist all the videos except for the first one, but it has its own playlist, so you can still watch it all. It was very fun. Anyway, we're getting distracted again. So this comment is, just watch this for the first time after the Zelda YouTuber you're referring to dropped their video response. I'm so sorry you have to put up with this whole fiasco. So you're mad that he's hearting comments from people saying, I'm sorry you have to put up with SkittyBitty making a cancel video on you. So you're mad at him for liking comments in support of him because you decided to be a crazy asshole and make a cancel video on him because he disagreed with you about a fictional work? Are you fucking deadass right now? Jesus, like, you don't... Somebody in chat says, I've never heard of Disco Elysium until now. Should I play, watch it? You can watch it, and then if you play it, you might have a completely different experience. It's so hard to describe. It's a isometric TTRPG style CRPG game where you play as a detective trying to solve a murder case who wakes up drunk as fuck on the floor after a 3-day bender with absolutely no memory of who he is or what he's supposed to be doing. And it has a very unique world, and it's great. And all the different aspects of your cognition, like rhetoric and encyclopedia and your electrochemistry because you're a drug addict, all talk to you in your brain. It's fantastic. It's funny, it's somber, the prose in the game is beautiful. It's so good. It's so good. And my playthrough wasn't even, like, as complete as it could have been, because I was playing completely blind. But yeah, it is fan-fucking-tastic. Highly, highly recommend. Also, yes, they, them for Skitty. Anyway, so we're getting distracted because I'm talking about fun things. So anyway, SkittyBitty's problem is Octorok hearted comments supporting him after Skitty made a cancel video. Yeah. Well, like, go watch, like, my first playthrough or some of my shorts on Disco Elysium, see if you'll like it, but trust me, it's as good as everyone says it is.
He quote retweeted me again, saying I misunderstood his intentions with his initial...
So Octorok says, Skitty, I didn't want to pick a fight with you. Oh wait, I had a voice from Skitty, I didn't want to pick a fight with you. You misunderstood my intentions with that video. I even offered to talk things out with you. You never responded. You instead spent the last 4 months making up an image of me in your head, which just isn't real. Just stop. So yeah, you're mad that he responded to... And you posted this. So this is March 14th. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, this is the response to Octorok. Okay. Not even their original video about the Gerudo. Did they make a video about the Gerudo at all? Or just Octo. So, yeah, okay.
Hi everyone, famous.
So, March 13th was their response to Octorok, where they painted him as a Nazi pedophile. And here they're mad at him for hearting comments, saying they're so sorry that Skitty did that to him. And that's supposed to make him look bad. Oh my god, you're right, it is my moisty voice. Fuck. That is my Charlie impression, isn't it? It's almost like I don't really have that many voices. Or something.
Video, and that he had offered to work things out privately, which I had ignored. And that's true. I did ignore the message he sent me because it read to me as wildly insincere. I posted this message he sent me.
So you just assumed it was insincere because you have already made up your mind to hate this guy because he disagreed with you at a fictional work. You sound insane. You really said, are we not cool? I'd really prefer not to have issues. After you made your video, my image of you is not made up. It is a direct result of the things you have publicly said on the internet. If I'm wrong about something, be specific. So December 31st, he sent them a message saying, Skitty, are we not cool? You seem very aggro in most of our recent interactions, and I'm not sure why. I'd really prefer not to have issues, so if you have a problem with something I did or said, please let me know. Completely reasonable response! Hey, you seem angry with me. Can you tell me why? And they go, no, you suck! And blocked him, and then made a cancel hit piece on him, calling him a Nazi pedophile. Yeah, Skitty, you're not looking like the one in the right here, even in your own- I didn't even have to watch his video. This is from your video, and you look in the wrong.
In the replies, pointing out that he asked, are we not cool? And said that he'd prefer to avoid drama, which I found ridiculous considering he'd made an entire video based on a Twitter fight he picked with me that
Oh my god, he has an opinion and gave it in a video. And it happened to be based on a conversation he had with you, and he didn't even name you in the video from what I know. So what's the fucking what you said before? So Octorok Review says, you hate the Gerudo? I think they're fantastic additions to Ocarina's storytelling precisely because they're meant to be this tragic other that got dealt a bad hand in life. They're products of their environment, not inherently evil. Now, Breath of the Wild Gerudo is another matter. I have no idea what that refers to. I know some people are, like, disappointed with the depiction of the Gerudo in Breath of the Wild, or, like, they weren't in the game enough, or they weren't expanded upon enough, something. So, like, that's it. He made that comment, and then he made a video expressing- then he got the idea for a video expressing his take on the Gerudo, and you lost your fucking mind. And started hating on him, started sending your fans to harass him, were telling your fans to mass report his Twitter to get his Twitter terminated, made a hit piece video on him where you call him a Nazi pedophile. Yeah, it sounded like you're the one in the wrong here. Still. You are not convincing me. Yeah, Sketchy Sam is confirming to me that in Octorok's video, Skitty wasn't named directly at all. I think I watched his Gerudo video. I may have. Or maybe I just watched his response to Skitty. I don't quite recall. I wasn't paying that close attention, to be honest.
Entire video based on a Twitter fight he picked with me that misrepresented what I believe.
But the video wasn't about you. He just got the idea for it from the conversation with you. This had nothing to do- You're so vain, I bet you think this video is about you. Like, holy fucking shit. I didn't expect to go into this realizing that you're, like, actually crazy. And with this attitude, with this vengeful, vindictive, fucking entitled attitude, you most certainly should not be having direct influence on children. Like, holy shit.
And yes, his video did misrepresent what I believe. Octo says in his video that
it wasn't even about you!
I ignore the fact that he claimed people wanted the Gerudo to be removed or retconned out of the Zelda series, which, first of all, is still not what anyone was advocating for.
He's talking about, like, people in general, like, bad, like, people who, like, don't like the Gerudo in general. It wasn't about you. It was clearly wasn't even about you.
And second of all, isn't what a retcon is. Retconning the Gerudo out of the Zelda series would mean retroactively writing them out of the continuity. That's what retcon is short for. This is something I've never advocated for. What I've suggested, at a maximum, is a more thoughtful and well-researched character design that's less rooted in stereotypes. I'm not trying to go back and censor anything. I'm looking towards the future and thinking about how to do things differently.
I'm not trying to censor anything, but I think they should be completely redesigned because they offend me. Okay?
By this logic, Breath of the Wild retconned the Gerudo by giving them different outfits in their Ocarina of...
Yeah, they did. They retconned them to be less Orientalist, so what's your problem? They look really badass, actually.
Time counterparts. It's ridiculous. But okay, back to the Twitter argument. I pointed out that the description of...
How do they reproduce? They seek out men from other cultures to reproduce with. That's how the Gerudo... They're like Amazons.
Octo's Gerudo video complained about, quote, oversensitive Twitter users...
Okay, so... Octorok said, I didn't want to pick a fight with you, you misunderstood my intentions, and SkittyBitty's response was, I didn't want to pick a fight with you, you misunderstood my intentions with that video, you made up an image of me that isn't real, looks at the video description, looks at the camera. And the description is, ever get tired of seeing oversensitive Twitter users ruining your favorite fandoms? I sure do, that's why I made this video. Again, didn't name you. There are plenty of oversensitive, crazy people on Twitter. You're not unique. You took this so fucking personally. To the point you made a revenge video calling the guy a Nazi pedophile and tried to get your child fan base to report his Twitter out of existence. I would say that's a bit of an overreaction.
There's ruining his favorite fandoms. Asking, are we not cool, was ignoring the elephant in the room, and I didn't want to entertain a conversation with him on a dishonest premise.
Dear God, you sound like... I know they're non-binary, but you sound like a psycho girlfriend who just expects you to read her mind when she's mad at you and won't actually tell you what she's mad about. He outright said to you, are we not cool? Why are you so aggro lately? Can you tell me what is wrong? He asked you directly what your problem is, and you just sat there with your arms crossed going, you should know what the problem is! That is incredibly immature. Yeah, what elephant in the room? There was no elephant! Were you seeing pink elephants? 'Cause you pink? What is going on?
Hopefully you can already see, just from this explanation, that this wasn't some flood of unreasonable tweets directed at Octo for no reason. It was a back and forth where I called out his cowardly behavior. He didn't respond to this, and things were quiet for about a week until...
He didn't respond to you thinking everything is about you. Oh, wow.
March 19th, when a Twitter user called Tyrion posted a screenshot of the thumbnail for my Gerudo video and captioned it, "New Zelda fans really think they deserve to live." This post got over 1 million views, and the reply...
Wow, cool, and that's not Octorok. That is somebody completely different.
Replies and quote tweets were populated by people dehumanizing me, calling me slurs, and making invasive comments about my body. Octo knew about...
How is that his problem? He didn't do it to you. He didn't send his fans to do it to you. People on Twitter, as I just said, are fucking insane. So what does he have to do with people on Twitter insulting you? Like, yeah, it's fucking Twitter.
Octo knew about this, which I know because he replied to several of these people simply nodding along. At no point did he...
Okay, hold up a sec. You just flashed a bunch by. So your response to, he must have that sounds like IPOS saying, like, Wendigoon must have seen people calling me a fag because he followed me on Twitter. Like, the Twitter, like, feed page just doesn't even, like, show you everybody you follow all the time. Like, what makes you think he was raptly paying attention to every single reply you got on Twitter? I'm pretty sure he has his own fucking life. So let's compare. Let's look at all the screen names then. I have to have these horrible messages on screen now to see all these screen names. Alright, so actually, I'm going to open... Actually, I'll just open Clip Studio and be lazy. It's easier to do it this way. I'm gonna take screenshots of every single name and compare them to the people Octorok was responding to. First and foremost. We're gonna do a little... I'm glad I left my music on now, if you can actually hear it. I'll turn it up a little bit. Alright, so we have those screen names.
Replies and quote tweets.
And we have this person, Light Angel.
Were populated by people
What the fucking hell? These are going by too fucking fast. And this maple syrup person.
Dehumanized.
And this Edgeworth Kinosuke person with an upside down Prince of Persia PFP for some reason. And this Stunk person. And,
blurs and making invasive comments.
this Thwomp Thrower person. Actually, let's take out their hateful message and just get their name. That's all I really want out of here. Okay, so I have all the people you just flashed on screen insulting you right now. And I've pasted them into a new file in Clip Studio.
Comments about my body. Octo knew about this, which I know because he replied to several of these people.
So, let's see. Mediocre Church. Not one of the people we see in that first flash of, names. I'm arranging them on my... You guys can't see it right now, but I'm arranging
Simply
it.
Nodding along.
Fucking hell! How fast do these go by? I'm not seeing any familiar fucking names, though. So...
Along.
I like how you put things up for, like, 2 fucking seconds. So nobody can fact-check you. I think that's, So, what do we have here? We got Ruby handing you a pizza over here for your mental health. So... So the names of the people that insulted you are... Plasma Man, Tyran, Maple Syrup, Kino Edgeman, Light Angel EX, Zogslop, and Thwop Thrower. And the people you show Octorok conversing with are Mediocre Cooch, Daka 1, Rex Tintazor, Scumbag Hector, and Trusty 9-inch. So, none of these are the same people. And what are the conversations he's having? Peter Kutch says, aren't you the guy all the annoying Zelda fans are constantly crying over bass? And he says, yes, that's me. Here's my video on the Gerudo. Daka says, leftist zoomies don't deserve the fruits of the labors that so many people sacrifice to make. Rex Tinorzor says, I miss when Gerudo were entirely evil, greedy bastards. This gray morality bullshit makes everything so bland and uninteresting. They weren't evil, though. They weren't evil. They were isolationist, but they weren't evil. Scumbag Hector says, they were always thieves and still are, I think. Did something change in Tears of the Kingdom? Octorok says, yeah, they suddenly became Amazonian-like warriors for some reason. I mean, they had Amazons. Don't know why they decided to go that direction. Kind of a weird retcon. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, they weren't all thieves in Oot. But yeah, that's like a, you know, the Arabian Nights, Desert Thieves stereotype. Yeah, sure, but they weren't evil. We never got the impression, even in Oot, that they're evil. You can win them over in Oot, from what I remember. Again, my only frame of reference is Ocarina of Time. I haven't played Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. So, no, I never got the impression that they're supposed to be evil in Ocarina of Time. So, I don't know what the hell these people are talking about, but these still aren't the same people. And they're not saying anything that crazy. Trusty 9-inch says, watch the video, it's stupid bias and attacks another better content creator. What point were you actually trying to make here? And he says, aw, thanks, man. I'm glad you enjoyed the video. So this Zynar person is on your side, Skitty! And you're including this person in the screenshot saying, yeah, Octorok was totally talking to all of these people calling me slurs. When not a single fucking one of them are the same people. So that's cool. So you just completely misrepresented that and said he must have known all the hate you were getting on Twitter. Because he was talking to completely different people who are not those people. Let's hear their point again. Now that I'm not pausing to catch the fucking screenshots.
Thumbnail for my Gerudo video and captioned it, "New Zelda fan."
Yeah, what if the Gerudo becomes a sage in Ocarina of Time? They're not evil! What the fuck?
Fans really think they deserve to live. This post got over 1 million views, and the replies and quote tweets were populated by people dehumanizing me, calling me slurs, and making invasive comments about my body. Octo knew about this, which I know because he replied to several of these people simply nodding along. At no point did he—
And again, none of the people he's talking to in those screenshots you showed are the same people. You are lying. You're just lying. Which, makes me want to give you less of a benefit of a doubt now about your conduct with children.
He disavowed the blatant harassment. On the contrary, he was actively being friendly.
Oh, there's one of them. So this person says, these shitty foids need to be put in their place. And Octo says, hey, it's Tyrion. You know Skitty tried to claim you were calling to kill them with your modern Zelda fans think they deserve to live post a few months ago? I remember that. Okay. So, when this is July, after you tried to cancel him and called him a Nazi pedophile, and now he's laughing at you. What did you fucking expect? You tried to destroy this man, and now he's laughing at you eating shit. What did you expect? Foid is an incel internet term for women. It's like short for female, or femoids. As if women are not, or females are not, you know, human or whatever. So yeah, he's hanging out with people like that. Sure, you can say that's sus. But like, you again took that post to be about you, and he's laughing at you for it. And you've already demonstrated in this video that you will just assume things are slights against you when they have nothing to fucking do with you. And you just outright lied to our faces just now. So, why should I trust anything you say? This was more recent, but it further proves he knew about that thread as it was happening. How does it prove that? All he knows is that you freaked out about that original post about new Zelda fans. That doesn't mean he went in and read every single comment. Why would you assume that? You make a lot of assumptions, Skitty. Like when you assumed he should already know what the problem is when he was directly asking you what the problem is and asking you to clarify and tell him. Like, you are making up a lot of this in your own fucking head.
With the people doing it. At this time, Octo was also in the replies to—
Ah, Jesus Christ. Octo is showing footage of Sharia court in the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, a nation of 45 million Muslims. It is not bad faith, nor does it reflect all Muslims in any way. It's simply one example of Sunni jurisprudence is enforced. I barely know what any of that means.
To my tweet from a week prior, publicly defending his decision to use a documentary about the Taliban as a singular—
When a documentary about the Taliban is your only example of real-world Islamic culture, yes, it's obviously bad faith, you fucking spineless weasel. He also defends it in his response to me. Imagine dying on this hill. Is that the post we just saw, or are you covering up something else? Still stand by that documentary, by the way. Skitty's just mad it paints Sharia law in a sexist light. They never claim it's isn't factual or... Who is this talking? Is this your editor? Are you saying that's what he said? But you're covering it up! So how do I know for sure that's what he actually said? Especially since you just misrepresented things to us, saying that all the people in these comments were these people he was talking to and none of them are the same people. So you just fucking lied to us. Let's go to their Twitter. And find that post. I think they have a Twitter. That's Twitter, right? Oh no, fuck! That's right. They deleted their Twitter. So now I don't know. So considering that you just lied to us... Considering you just fucking lied to us, I think it changed the timestamps on me, goddammit. How could I trust that's what he said? They're blocking out his response and saying this is what it was, but how the fuck can I trust you when you just lied? And now I can't even look it up because you deleted your Twitter. I see.
The Taliban as a singular source for, quote, real-world Islamic cultures in his Gerudo video.
So what was his original... So he was showing footage of a Shara court that happened to also be in a documentary? Was it just B-roll? If it was just B-roll, who the fuck cares? What are you even mad about? I don't think I watched his video, because I think I would remember him comparing the Gerudo to real-world Islamic cultures, which they don't reflect at all.
It was also in their replies to my tweet from a week prior, publicly defending his
Yeah, Skitty deleted their Twitter.
decision to use a documentary about the Taliban as a singular source for, quote, real-world Islamic cultures in his Gerudo video, which I, quote, retweeted, calling him a fuck.
Okay, so what you covered up was him saying what we just wrote. So what the hell is this other thing you wrote below that talks about you in the third person? What is this? Still stand by that documentary because Skitty's just mad because it paints your Lord as sexist light. Who said this? Where was this said? You just, or is this from his video? If this is from his video, then that makes sense. Okay. Their only recourse is to pretend like the Taliban doesn't follow Hanafi Sunni law the same as many other Muslim countries. Alright? Like, yeah, theocracies are bad. I'm sure I'll get called Islamophobic for saying theocracies are bad, but...
Which I, quote, retweeted, calling him a fucking spineless weasel. Was this me?
Okay, I don't care about any of this.
Yes. Was it unprompted? No. It was around this time that my friend and community
Everything else you've done is unprompted.
moderator Boobly decided to join Octo's then public Discord server to see how he was talking about the situation within his community. Octo claims that I sent Boobly to harass him and his community members, which is flatly untrue on both counts. To be clear, Boobly was involved in the original thread that sparked Octo's Gerudo video, and in that video, Octo showed his tweets on screen with his profile picture uncensored, calling him a freak. I didn't send Boobly in on some sort of recon mission, he joined a public Discord of his own volition. Octo claims he harassed
Specifically to gay up for you. So why should I believe you again after you just lied in this video? So, okay, your buddy fucking gay-opt, okay? Yeah, that makes you look bad.
harassed people in there, but he doesn't provide any evidence of this because it doesn't exist. At most, Boobly repeatedly asked for clarification about why, for example,
He doesn't harass people. That character is 15. A bad look to put corrupt porn of a character in a video. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he went in there specifically to antagonize them. That is harassment.
Octo put cropped of Riju in the same video in which he argued that the fetishization of the Gerudo wasn't a real issue. The only person Boobly was even a little bit mean to was this mysterious individual, and I won't make you wonder who it could be because I'll tell you. This is the same man who made a thread about me on the notorious harassment forum Kiwi Farms. I made a video about this guy.
Wait, what? You have a Kiwi Farms thread? Why would you offer this information? Why would you broadcast this information in a video that now has 91K? Why would you tell people you have a farms thread? Why would you do this to yourself? Oh god, who did this? It wasn't Octorok, was it? Hold on, she does talk really fast. I was reaching for, like, a doughboy just now. I don't usually eat on stream, but I'm hungry, and I completely, I heard Kiwi Farms and, like, turned back around
of read you in the same video in which he argued that the fetishization of the Gerudo wasn't a real issue. The only person Boobly was even a little bit mean to was this mysterious individual, and I won't make you wonder who it could be because I'll tell you. This is the same man who made a thread about me on the
I have blacked out the name, but this is totally the person who made a farms thread on me. Just trust me, bro. No, I don't trust you because of this! I already caught your ass lying! Damn it, I gotta stop going back to that because now it changed the timestamps on me again. So you black out the username and just say, oh, this is totally the guy who wrote my Kiwi Farms thread. Just trust me, bro. No, I don't trust you! And also, why the fuck would you offer that information? Why would you just offer the information that you have a Kiwi Farms thread? Oh, God. You're just shooting yourself in the foot now.
little bit mean to was this mysterious individual, and I won't make you wonder who it could be because I'll tell you. This is the same man who made a thread about me on the notorious harassment forum Kiwi Farms. I made a video about this guy over a year ago on my second channel, which I'll link in an iCard if you're curious. Speaking of Kiwi Farms,
so you also fucked with this guy and are surprised you got fucked with back. Okay.
though, it's worth noting that several of the sources Octo cites in this video.
Also, most people on Kiwi Farms are anonymous. They don't link to their actual, you know, social media, because that's a catastrophically stupid thing to do. And everyone will tell you that. So, like, yeah, there's no point in guessing who an account could be on Kiwi Farms. You know, so I don't know, I think you're just lying. You're saying, oh, this dude who wrote my Kiwi Farms thread is totally in Octorok's Discord while not showing a username and just going, trust me, bro. Uh-huh.
Video that demonstrate my alleged misdeeds are pulled.
It's 29 pages?! Well, some shit must be going on then, because, like, a thread where there's, like, nothing to talk about wouldn't last very long. But yeah, here you are making, like, cancel videos on people, and you're bitching that other people are talking about you on the internet. Like, again, how do you not expect to get heat back? How do you expect to just not be messed with the way you mess with other people? So SkittyBitty, this is from I think when we see the timestamp here, this is from Octo's video. I can't be sure though, because they're not explaining it well. So what does this say here? I don't think it's ever been publicized that we had a private conversation, 2 hours long, by the way, in which Octo admitted he made a mistake in uploading his original Gerudo video. I don't believe you. I don't just trust me, bro. I totally had a conversation with Octo before I blocked him on everything and made a cancel video on him where he said he regretted the video he made. Just trust me, bro. Says the person we've already caught lying like twice.
Deeds are pulled directly from my Kiwi Farms thread. If you look at the screenshot he shows of my redesigned Gerudo drawing, it's identical to the one posted on my thread on the farms.
I mean, if I were to Google image search SkittyBitty Gerudo, would it come up? Let's find out. So let's go to Google's SkittyBitty Gerudo. And well, Anthony comes up. Alright, so it doesn't come up in a Google image search, so yeah, maybe he got it from there. It could be floating around from somewhere else. But who cares? Again, why? Why would you advertise you have a Kiwi Farms thread? Since my recent video came out, I wanted to hand at research and coming up with a more thoughtful Gerudo design. Alright, it makes them kind of less interesting, but okay, so...
It's identical to the one posted on my thread on the farms, down to the number of likes, reposts, and comments. And like, you have to imagine Octo scrolling through posts like this, and this, and this, and this, and still being like, yep, this is definitely a...
It's a screenshot of your Tumblr. It has nothing to do with your actual thread, and other people could have that image just on hand. Somebody took it originally. I'm not gonna read the Kiwi Farms thread on stream. That will just... No. That I don't like to put kiwi farms open on stream, and also, Skitty will interpret that as bad faith, I'm sure, and it kind of is. But it's like, I'm trying to get to the heart of the issue here. So let's not delve into bad faith land by opening the fucking farms. But still, I'm mystified. Why would you advertise that you have a kiwi farms thread? I mean, I might read it later, but...
A good source of information.
Yeah, so it's a screenshot from your Tumblr. That has nothing to do with the rest of the fucking thread.
Last thing I'll say about my Kiwi Farms thread is that it's probably where he found this infamous clip from my now private stream where I reacted to Synthetic Man's Tears of the Kingdom review. Let's watch it now. I'm gonna apologize for apologizing for saying the re-education camp thing. I'm saying that again and standing by it this time.
What?
This guy gets the wall. That sure does sound bad, saying he gets...
Yeah, it sure does. Are there any queers in the audience tonight? Put him up against the wall!
It's the wall, an allusion to execution by firing squad? Why would I say something like that? Well, here's the full clip, including the context that prompted my response.
And Riju's a Gerudo, and if you've seen any of their Rule 34, you know they're usually sporting a little something extra.
He's saying that in some Rule 34, which is gamer for some Gerudo are portrayed with a phallus. And because he has seen so much porn that it has completely rotted his brain. That's the only explanation for this behavior. I'm going to apologize for apologizing for saying the re-education camp thing. I'm saying that again and standing by it this time.
Rule 34 is gamer speak? What is with these people? Like, we were talking about this in my Discord the other day. Like, these people have taken people jokingly calling the N-word the gamer word seriously. When it was making fun of PewDiePie for blurting out the N-word on stream and saying it was just a heated gamer moment. That's how the gamer word joke started, and it is a joke. But now any terminology someone doesn't like, they're like, it's a gamer thing, because gamer's bad, I guess. You're a fucking Nintendo Zelda YouTuber, are you not a gamer? So this guy says he's looking at Futanari Rule 34, and that means... you're in favor of re-education camps. I mean, it's not a very funny joke.
This guy gets the wall. Okay, that's pretty heinous, but maybe you still think my gets the wall
Yeah, Rule 34 is, like, such an old term. It says, Rule 34 of the internet. If it exists, there is porn of it. It's a meme.
It was a little bit much. I mean, Synthetic Man would...
Yeah, gamers rise up! I'm joking.
Never say something like that.
Stop. Nobody says bigotry except subhumans. Literal people who...
And who... Okay, so you're saying he got this clip of you from the Kiwi Farms, even though you have no evidence of that. And now you're talking about someone unrelated? Is this him? Or either of these people Octorok? I can't see the name of this fucking channel. So...
Standing by it this time. This guy gets...
Oh no, this is Synthetic Man. Right, so this is even Octorok. Who the fuck cares? This has nothing to do with Octorok. Who fucking what? You're just justifying this clip of you he played, which doesn't really justify it at all anyway, so okay.
Standing by it this time. This guy gets the wall. Okay, that's pretty heinous, but maybe you still think my gets the wall comment was a little bit much. I mean, Synthetic Man would never say something like that.
Stop. Nobody says bigotry except subhumans. Literal people who should be executed. Every single one of them, without exception. They need to face the wall.
Two wrongs don't make a...
Okay, so you said the same thing a chud did. Does that make you a chud? Huh? Does that make you a chud now? Because you said something a chud did?
Face the wall.
Two wrongs don't make a right? Sure, I can respect that. Either way, I haven't used language like that since, so let's just call it...
I can respect that. I haven't used language like that since, but you're not saying sorry? You're not saying I shouldn't have done that? You're not saying I disavow that comment? You're acting like it's like something outside of you and unrelated to you. This thing that you said. Okay.
call it even and move on. To recap, I didn't send Boobly into Octo's Discord, and he wasn't inflammatory towards anyone except for the one guy who he knew was the creator of my Kiwi Farms thread. It's worth noting that Octo knew from the—
And again, you showed absolutely no proof that this dude whose name you blanked out is the creator of your Kiwi Farms thread. Like, did that screenshot actually say that? I don't think it did. Like, was this person sitting there going, I am the creator of the thread? No, he didn't. So we only have your word to take on that he's the creator of your thread, and we've already seen that you're willing to lie. So I don't believe you.
right? Sure, I can respect that. Either way, I haven't used language like that since, so let's just call it even and move on. To recap, I didn't send Boobly into Octo's Discord, and he wasn't inflammatory towards anyone except for the one guy who he knew was the creator of my Kiwi Farms thread. It's worth noting that Octo knew from the start who this guy was and chose to keep him around, not because he enjoyed his company, but simply because he figured his incessant ramblings would be better off contained in his Discord than left to fester online.
And your evidence? Your evidence at all of any of this? Where is it?
How do I know this? Well, I talked to him about it. While I was working on my Gerudo video, I watched Octo's Wind Waker review, and frankly, I hated it. I have my own criticisms towards Wind Waker. It's not my favorite Zelda game, but I thought his video about it was genuinely awful. I wanted to react to it live on stream and tear it apart, which I would have been fully within my rights to do, but it didn't feel great to unnecessarily stir up additional drama with Octo, especially since the Wind Waker video had nothing to do with me or our feud. So I reached out.
Okay, so this was during your feud? When did he put his Wind Waker video out? So, this was his response to you. When the fuck did he put his Wind Waker video out? Ah, the Wind Waker video was before his Gerudo video. 2 months before. So you're saying you wanted to rip his video apart on stream. 'Cause you hate it. But he makes a video about the Gerudo, not even naming you. And you see that as a vicious attack that you must respond to by making a giant cancel video and calling him a Nazi pedophile. But you already wanted to tear apart one of his videos because you hated his output. So it sure sounds like even though he was cordial to you, you've always had ill intent toward him. So you still seem like the crazy person in the wrong here, Skitty. You're really not helping yourself at all. In fact, you're convincing me that you are the malicious one here.
YouTuber SkittyBitty here. For a while now, I've wanted to make a video about the portrayal of the Gerudo in the Zelda series. I love to examine, criticize, and interrogate works of art that are important to me, and the Zelda games are no exception. I find the Gerudo fascinating, and I've discussed them a little bit here and there on stream before, but
I mean, other people can do that too, and they can disagree with you, and that's not a personal attack on you. That must, oh wait, this is the old video, sorry. Pfft, wrong video, I'm an idiot. Hang on a second. Okay, never mind. Ignore that. In fact, let's have a super chat break. I'm losing my mind.
At Belonic111 sent a super chat. Annie, you are a father.
Yes, Annie, you're a father.
At MissJasmine305 sent a super chat. Just cause Octorok sucks. I think. Anything about the guy doesn't mean SkittyBitty doesn't also suck.
SkittyBitty seems to suck more and is completely, like, vengeful and grudge-holding and, like, narcissistic and self-focused.
At Hikaru9624 sent a super chat. As a Zelda fan, I can say we don't accept Skitty.
Alright. I believe you.
At Eevee Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Breath of the Wild is so good.
I'm just not that interested in it. I've never been that interested in Zelda, to be honest. I'm sorry.
At Eevee Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Disagreeing now equates to attacking _.
Well, according to crazy Twitter woke scolds, yes.
At MissJasmine305 sent a super chat. Is this why they allow minors in their Discord? Cause Skitty has the same level of maturity as them? This is middle schooler type shit.
I know, right?
At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. Crazy cat lady versus crazy cat / dog lady begins.
I have both. I'm more powerful.
At Dutch Tunikit Official sent a super chat. Are they really using media as a proxy for themselves? Why is everyone so crazy these days?
I mean, probably yes. Probably yes. A lot of people seem to have tied their own ego to their fandom. Or they've replaced where religion would be in their life with their fandom. It's very odd.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Musical notes emoji. You're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you. You're so vain! Exclamation mark tilde. Musical notes emoji.
Don't you?
At Jessale sent a super chat. That's not you, Skitty. You are not the guy.
Now I have to do it. You are not the guy. You are not capable of being the guy. I had a guy and now I don't. You are not the guy.
At Blue Bladerbot sent a super chat. Just got here. What's going on? Fill me in, please.
SkittyBitty has been inappropriate with children by, convincing them to buy Visa gift cards behind their parents' backs to join their Discord, and getting close to them while encouraging them to distrust their parents, and now is justifying making a giant cancel video on somebody because their ego was slightly bruised once.
At Kendall_ sent a super chat. 30 minutes behind. Hope I'm interrupting something.
Hope you are. No, see, I've started pausing supers because people always got so annoyed at the supers interrupting me.
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. Accountability for thee, not for me.
I know! Like, all these people are like that. Like, they feel entitled to, like, attack other people and shit-talk them and to hold them accountable, and then when they're held accountable, they make all the excuses in the world for why they're not wrong and they're the actual victim here.
At Jessale sent a super chat. I have to go now. Here's my adult money that I can pay with my own bank card. Also, ara.
There you go. Ugh, excuse me. Ugh. I shouldn't have done that right after eating something. Ugh. Anyway. So let's see. In April. Is this a message you sent to Octo? I need the fucking context again.
Necessarily stir up additional drama with Octo, especially since the Wind Waker video had nothing to do with me or our feud. So I reached—
Yeah, so was your feud going on months before the Gerudo video? 'Cause, like, you're saying you wanted to rip apart his Wind Waker video before he even made his Gerudo video. So it sounds like you already had it in for this guy. So
reached out to him to ask if I could react to it, and he expressed hesitation.
okay, so at least you asked first, I guess. I mean, I don't think you need permission to react to people's videos. That's why I didn't ask you. Here's what they sent to him. Hi, Octo. Sorry to not get back to you. I haven't really felt like there was anything I needed to say to you directly. Well, that's cunty and dismissive. But I did want to run something by you. I and a few of my friends have some strong feelings on your Wind Waker video, and I was thinking of reacting to it on stream. In the case of the Gerudo video, I admit that communicating more directly would have been a better way of handling the situation. Alright, so this was after the Gerudo video. You decided you just wanted to tear apart his Wind Waker video, and you sent him this really passive-aggressive message, because this is April. I think the Gerudo video came out in... When did it come out? November? Okay. And then this one was... Ah! Pause! August last year. Okay, I'm getting a handle on the timeline. So in April... This was right before your planned cancel video, because your cancel video on him was in March. So this is after you already made it clear you're making a cancel video on him. And you send him this bitchy little message that is so dismissive and so condescending. And what, you expected him to have a good reaction? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Honestly, do you not, like, see other people as, like, real people? Are you that narcissistic? Anyway, I and a few of my friends have some strong feelings on your Wind Waker video, and I was thinking of reacting to it on stream. In the case of the Gerudo video, I admit that communicating more directly would have been a better way of handling the situation, at least interpersonally. This is while they're already working on a big cancel hit piece on him. Oh, sure, it would have been better to handle this, you know, by just talking to you, but I'm making a cancel video on you, so... So this time, I figured it would only be right of me to ensure, in advance, that you were okay with me doing that. If not, I will respect that. I imagine you won't be against it, just on principle, but I do want your express permission to rip into your work this time around, especially since that video is in no way related to me. What the hell is this message? You are such a narcissist. Oh my god. Like, I imagine you won't be against it, but on principle, I just want your permission to rip it apart. How did you expect to get, like, a... Like, what did you expect to go, okay, sure, okie dokie, you go ahead and do that? Like, this is aggressive. It sounds like in every single instance of this beef, you have been the aggressor. And this is your video defending yourself! Do you think this makes you look good? This is astonishing!
Back to it, and he expressed hesitation, which fair, especially since friend of the channel.
Okay, he expressed hesitation, which fair. After that message, why wouldn't he? So let's see what he actually said. Thanks for reaching out to me, Skitty. While I appreciate your request for permission, I don't think I can grant my blessing to a React video without you addressing a few key issues between us. I think you were completely in your right to make a response to my Gerudo essay. I even expected the possibility. But I have an issue with how personal the video seemed to get, especially in the last 15 minutes. The claims you made about my assumed sexual fetishes and political leanings were not only inaccurate, but in the case of the first issue, also felt violating. My fear is that in any future React content, you would make similar uncalled for personal comments about me, and that makes me uncomfortable. He is being more nice to you than he needs to be, and is being completely reasonable. And this is already after he knew you were planning a cancel video on him. Or had you already released it at this point? This is Harmful's video, but had you already released the Gerudo video by April? I think you had, right? The response, like, it's wildly personal about this guy. So yeah, that was March. So after making a cancel video on him, where you call him a Nazi pedophile, you expected he's... So this is far more of a polite response than you deserve, Skitty. After all the shit you just pulled on this guy. Harassing him for months, making a big cancel video on him, calling him a pedophile, and yet he is still being completely polite to you. How do you think this makes you look good? No wonder you just flash these screenshots by so fast. Because you don't expect people to actually read them and double-check you. This is so much worse than I thought it was going to be. Oh my god, I didn't think that... Honestly, I went into all the other stuff first, because I thought this video wouldn't take that long, but... This is an incredibly mature and measured response. If you would like to talk about our personal differences, I am more than willing to do that. I don't think it's possible for us to still come to a mutual understanding and to make things right by each other. I certainly don't believe I'm blameless in all this, so you're free to give me your grievances as well. And if all goes well, we can forgive each other. Then I can see myself happy and to have you react to my videos in the future. So all he's saying is, hey, stop with the weird personal attacks. Let's talk this out. And then I'd be perfectly comfortable with you reacting to my videos on stream. He was still gonna let you do it. If you had just been a normal fucking person. And again, this is way more polite than you deserve. Like, oh my god. So what are you gonna say about that?
especially since friend of the channel and now famous ex-boyfriend Walter White had gotten on Octo's case about a strange line in his Wind Waker video that goes as follows.
I think it makes sense that she, as a ruthless pirate captain, would have zero sense of empathy or remorse. How else would a young woman manage to command the respect of an entire crew of men while out at sea, where no laws or social customs can possibly protect her?
Walt asserted on Twitter that this was Octo arguing that Wind Waker was poorly written because the pirate crew would have assaulted Tetra. Octo claims that that line didn't imply sexual violence, but rather mutiny. I don't want to spend too much time on this because it's very difficult to have a conversation about authorial intent when one of the parties is literally the author, but I will say that pirate mutiny was actually relatively uncommon historically. If the line had gone something like, how else would a young pirate captain...
So, you assumed that he meant sexual assault there. He clarified he was saying that she has to be ruthless, or otherwise pirates in a lawless sea boat would mutiny. And you just don't believe him? You're like, no, I want that to have meant rape, because that makes him look bad. No matter what he says. You're insane. You're an actual crazy person. Oh my god.
At Savage for Life for an 8328 sent a super chat. Suddenly
Skitty is looking so stupid. Yeah.
At Varish Wolf 95 sent a super chat, and they wonder why PPL are on their case.
Holy shit. This is an absolutely insane response. After, like, doing all of this aggressive, heinous shit towards somebody, and, like, going, no, I was right, he deserved it, you see, this is why. And then you just make up shit, and you lie, and you obfuscate the truth, and you show screenshots that make you look terrible, but you flash them by so fast because you're hoping nobody will read them.
At Sound Booms and Wave 529 send a super chat. SkittyBitty situation is like the Lemon Demon wants your credit card information meme post.
I'm not familiar with that, but I'll trust you on that one.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Octorok responds like a mature adult. Skitty, toddler tantrum.
I know, like, dude, this is not making you look good.
At Galonic111 sent a super chat. I can't imagine any sane content creator wanting to collab with Skitty after seeing those messages. Skull emoji.
We might have to read the comments because I'm incredibly curious. So yeah, I don't think we even need to watch Octo's video. Skitty is making themselves look bad enough in their own defense video. That's insane, bro.
And keep her crew in line. It would have still been shaky in terms of historicity, but it wouldn't have been creepy.
Historicity for a fucking Zelda game. Are you, like, you know, like, pirates still exist in our world too, right? I mean...
Mind you, this is the same video where he claims the Gerudo kidnapped Link so they can sexually assault him, complete with that infamous Riju image, and where he dedicates several minutes to one...
There is a bit of that in Ocarina of Time. Doesn't one of the Gerudo, like, promise things when Link is older or something? Like, yeah, they translated it in English as the Gerudo women go out to seek husbands. I don't think that's actually what they do. Probably not in the Japanese version. I'm just speculating again, but yeah. The idea that the Gerudo women go out to look for husbands, quote-unquote, from other cultures, yet they don't seem to bring any of these men back, makes me think that's not entirely what they're doing. But did he say they were gonna rape Link? Like, play that clip if that's what he said. I don't think that's what he said.
Wondering aloud about whether the Kokiri have sex. Him specifying that Tetra is a young
Okay, well that's a little weird.
Woman commanding a group of men, his line about laws and social customs does lend itself to Walt's reading. But if Octo says he didn't mean to imply sexual violence, well, that's sort of the end of the conversation. So anyway, Octo...
If that's the end of the conversation, then why are you bringing it up? You're just bringing it up to make him look bad. Well, I guess that's the end of the conversation, then. Yeah, no shit, so why are you bringing it up? You fucking little weasel, honestly. I'm sure they've deleted any fucking negative comments by now. Who is talking here? Sure, that makes sense. I'm happy to have a longer conversation about it. My Discord is, I am easiest to reach there. I only check Twitter when I open it on my phone browser, which is still far too frequently for my liking. So if this is Octo, that shows no, he didn't read every single comment you were getting on Twitter. You narcissistic idiot. Thank you. I think I'll take you up on that. I have some business to attend to this weekend, but what is this?
Octo and I agreed to have a longer conversation to come to some sort of understanding, which happened a few days later in the form.
Okay, so now you're just dumping DMs. So Octo says, did you want to speak on a voice call, or is DMing like this more preferable for you? It's really up to you. I am comfortable either way. Perhaps a voice call, then. We've only ever known each other through text, so maybe communicating verbally can allow us to better understand each other and hear our tone of voice. I feel like that's one of the biggest problems with Twitter, haha. I agree, and it's fine by me. I have to go in about 2.5 hours, but I seriously doubt we'll need that long. Yeah, probably. Give me 5 minutes to get to my computer, and I'll call you. I'm ready whenever you give me a call when you're set up. So now you're probably gonna ask us to just believe you about whatever took place during this call and whatever was said during this call. And no, I won't believe you, because you've already shown yourself to be duplicitous, and you've already lied in this video. So why the fuck would I believe you?
Form of a 2.5-hour-long call on Discord, in which he was very friendly and apologetic, both for making his Gerudo video in the first place without reaching out to me, and for the harassment I'd received in the aftermath. He assured
he didn't have to fucking reach out to you to make a video with his opinions in it.
me that my assumptions about him were wrong. He wasn't a bigot. He grew up in a diverse, liberal community. His best friend is a gay star, and he never meant any harm. He asked if Walter Wide was an alt of mine, and I explained that he was actually my ex-boyfriend who had been living with me during the early days of working on my Gerudo video. Walt and I kept our relationship private up until Octo decided to reveal, both on Twitter and in his video about me, that we had dated, which, to be clear, is fine. Walt is a good friend of mine, and sometimes you try something that doesn't work out. Neither of
So you have this ex-boyfriend you've kept around as an attack dog? Is that what you're telling me? Well, that sounds toxic.
us have hard feelings about it, and it's frankly out of line for Octo to wonder aloud why he's still quote-unquote simping for me despite us having broken up. I feel like the
I am wondering that as well! He seems to have been wound around your little finger even after breaking up, and you use him as an attack dog. You're a bad person.
obvious answer is because we were friends before we dated, and we're still friends afterwards. During this call, we also talked about the harassment I'd been dealing with on Twitter, which he apologized for, and I apologized in turn for accusing
Even though he didn't cause any of it, those people make their own decisions to say the things they do to you. It has nothing to do with him.
him of being a racist gamergator creep in my video. He talked about how difficult it was to have people—
So you called him a racist gamergator creep, and he was still willing to try to reconcile with you and come to some sort of peaceful resolution. Even after you made a video calling him a Nazi pedophile gamergator creep. He's a way better person than you are. Holy shit.
and we're still friends afterwards. During this call, we also talked about the harassment I'd been dealing with on Twitter, which he apologized for, and I apologized in turn for accusing him of being a racist gamergator.
I guess I'll give Skitty this for not saying, yeah, I talked to him on Discord and he said, like, Mega Ultra Hitler was his god. At least they're not saying that.
Creep in my video. He talked about how difficult it was to have people group him in with a particular political ideology based on the limited information he shares online, and I empathize with that, but reminded him that he has control over what he posts, and that if he never pushes back against far-right talking points, people will be justified in believing he agrees with them.
You also control what you post, and you decided to post a big fucking cancel video on him. Hello? Why do you think consequences are for everyone but you?
Also talked briefly about him being sponsored by the Dragon's Treasure, an open, unrepentant bigot who we'll talk more about later. Octo laughed nervously when I brought it up, saying that he's certainly never going to take a sponsorship without doing a background check ever again. I wish I pushed him harder on this, but he seemed to—
Okay, so he was excited to get his first sponsorship, and he's only got 13K subs? So yeah, he was probably just excited to have his first sponsorship, okay?
agree that the Dragon's Treasure was indefensible. The last thing I'll say about this call is that, as part of it, I told Octo something about myself that I hadn't been public about previously. Our conversation had convinced me that I had misjudged him and that I could trust him with this information, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll come back to this in a few minutes. After our call, we pinned comments under our respective videos
now I gotta read these. Hi everyone, thanks so much for all the love and support on this video. It's been so exciting to watch it grow over the past few weeks. I want to clarify that while this video gets personal at times, and I ascribe particular motivations to Octo throughout, it is ultimately just the impression of him that I got from his video. So yeah, I talked a bunch of bullshit about him, but it's just my opinion, guys. Jesus Christ. I think many people can identify the archetypal Gamergate era reactionary by certain phrases, behaviors, and other tendencies. No! You're insane! You just come up with things about other people and decide they're true because you thought of it. I don't think Octo is a bad person. It's disappointing to see so many people flocking to his video to leave hate comments. Especially after I repeatedly asked people to leave him alone. You made a cancel video on him! And I remember, I did watch Octo's response. I did. And Octo says that Skitty has since deleted this pinned comment. So, yeah, they could have just taken the video down. If they think Octo is not a bad person, and that their estimation of him was unfair. But they didn't. So yeah, they started this by taking his Gerudo video completely personally when it wasn't even about them.
We pinned comments under our
What is his? Hi everyone, first off, thank you all so much for the support, blah blah. Okay, I don't think these are that important. Okay,
respective videos reminding our audiences not to harass the other and decided to bury.
There are still some people out there who think Gamergate actually mattered, and they still fucking talk about it. It's really dumb. Like, for God's sake, Skitty, what were you, like, 9 when Gatorgate happened? Like, what are you talking about?
The hatchet. He gave me his blessing to react to any of his.
So yeah, after he thought you two reconciled, and that you weren't going to, like, personally attack and harass him anymore, he thought it was okay for you to react to his videos. Like, this was dependent on you not harassing him anymore. God, this guy gave you way more grace than you deserved. Holy shit.
His videos with the stipulation that Walt be excluded from any such streams. I agreed, and we went our separate ways. Octo alludes repeatedly to a truce we made at this point, but there was no such agreement. We didn't need a truce. I simply thought I'd misjudged him, and he was feeling so good after our call that he told his whole Discord server how much fun it was to talk to me.
That's a truce. You were supposed to stop harassing him over...
Even suggesting that we could be on a podcast together. But in the weeks following our call, his posting got increasingly inflammatory until...
Toward you? Or just, you don't like what he says? So let's see what he says here.
Together. But in
the Zelda casting has genuinely saved us from going down the worst timeline possible. Very glad Bo got the role. She seems to be a great fit. Hope the film actually has good writing, though. Or it will all be for naught. What's wrong with that? We're talking about the live-action Zelda movie? Okay.
In the weeks following...
And Caleb Hammer, who isn't he like a finance guy? Says, alright, I think I found a way to balance acceptive left-wing and right-wing podcast invites. I'll go on Asmongold and Destiny as a start. Sounds like a good time. It'd be funnier if you got on Hassan's show too, but something tells me he wouldn't want to talk to anyone who might talk circles around him on economics. I am not seeing what's wrong here? What is wrong? Hello? What am I supposed to be seeing here that's so shocking and inflammatory that you had to re-cancel this guy?
Our call.
The Last Jedi loses 92% of its screens in China in second weekend. It insults the IQ of the Star Wars, and the stars aren't very beautiful. Americans may have forgotten why having beautiful characters is important, but the rest of the world hasn't. Okay. What, did Last Jedi got re-released in China recently or something? Again, what is I forgot, though, that not liking Last Jedi makes you right-wing, apparently, even though it's just not a very good movie, and it destroyed that entire trilogy. So... yeah.
His posting got
50,000 years, when man has conquered the stars, we will look back upon morons like this and laugh, realizing that a man snipped his own balls because he believed in a doomed vision of the future that never came to pass. Yeah, this is a crazy fucking guy who, like, he got a vasectomy because he was like, it's unethical to bring children into this world. What if I have a child and they grow up to be a molester? Or they grow up to be a murderer? What if I have a girl and she grows up to be raped? So he's just like, this dude is like extremely anti-natalist. Yeah? He's making fun of a guy who's really anti-natalist. And?
But increasingly
Ah, Jesus, these go by too fucking fast. I'd steal guns, hand them out to the Indians, and make it my mission in life to kill every white man, woman, and child in the eastern seaboard. It's that same guy. This is the same guy who said he got a vasectomy because having children is unethical because they might grow up to be raped. And he also said this, I would go back in time and give guns to the Indians. Mr. White Savior over here. And Octo says, I'd like to imagine him getting caught stealing the guns and then facing execution by the settlers. And he's like, no, wait, please, the state can't execute people. Yeah, so the same guy who got a vasectomy because having children is unethical said he would go back in time, take all the guns from the settlers, and give them to the Indians. And they're making fun of him. Okay. Again, why do you have an issue with them laughing at this guy? This guy is batshit crazy. Imagine being a Greek soldier who fought, barborboi. Is that the Greek word for barbarians? All your life in defense of your city and its people, only for some sheltered white woman 3,000 years later to claim you were perpetuating early modern forms of colonialism when tales of your exploits were written down by the greatest poets of your time. Surely there couldn't have been a logical reason for ancient Greeks to distrust non-Greeks, so large empires trying to subjugate them and take away their liberties. Wilson. I don't know if this is in reference to Greek history. Is Greek history just a right-wing dog whistle now? Like, what is this even in reference to? I have no idea what I'm looking at. So all these tweets are supposed to convince me that you had to mega cancel this guy again? Cause they don't. Gameoverse is bringing out all the Tumblr refugees from 2017 who ruined modern Western animation in the first place, can't handle the slightest bit of normal fan service in an adult animation, but will shout out the rooftops about how great it is that their sexuality is being represented in a children's show. And this is somebody being happy about Moon Girl having pride flags in it. And the stupid-ass fucking sunset flag that's based off the lipstick lesbian flag that makes me kind of uncomfortable, to be honest. Oh, the Greek one was probably about the Odyssey? Okay. Okay, so he's in favor of Gameoverse being a Gooner show. Alright. Like, you can disagree with that. I don't give a shit about Gameoverse personally. I'm just waiting for more Knights of Guinevere, but...
Until finally
what? Ah, no wonder. He is retarded. Because he's in the United States. Sorry about these types of Americans. We're doing our best to get them out of here, so just bear with us for another decade or two. Oh no, he responded to a post where somebody said retard. You definitely have to mega cancel him now. What did you send me, Garbo? Oh yeah, we might look at these later, but I want to go through their video first. I don't want to get into too much of the fucking slap fight. Again, I'm trying to be, like, good faith, not like, as good faith as I can be. I'm trying to assess just Skitty's video for right now. Actually, I might take a quick break to go to the restroom. We are getting a little late in there. So, I'll be right back, you guys. I'll leave you guys some music, though.
Drift aloft in some effortless place, bound by delicate tread, saving no face.
Air dissolves where one game is designed. Something's elegant find. So the program goes.
Check it out.
Fate decides how these columns align, birth by chance or benign. Every moment, marble guides, tango circles in space, round the already dead, hung by staircase. On and on, the awakening rise. Will they slumber of ethereal sighs? Today is renewed, is reborn. Each day I am new, I am yours. So please dismiss what they claim about this, being in vain to explain how expressed with a kiss, taking
Okay, I'm back. Let's continue with this bullshit. I honestly didn't think this video would take this long. I guess this will just be where we end today, after this video.
Following the reveal of God of War Laufey at the 2026 State of Play, there was a massive backlash with countless right-wing grifters claiming that the protagonist had been deliberately made ugly for some reason. Now, let's stop here for a moment because I'm going to be engaging with this argument briefly, but I do not want to grant the premise. The idea that this character is in any way ugly is ridiculous. Sure, she doesn't look like she's 20 years old, but that's because she's not meant to be. She's a mother. She's based on an actress in her 40s, and she
Okay.
looks just like her. Octo claims in his video that I got mad because he didn't find her attractive, which is bullshit. I don't care that he's not subjectively attracted to her. I got mad because he retweeted multiple people complaining.
Here we go again. We gotta double check the shit you're flashing up on screen. So he reposted cinematic parallel, so Well, this one's about the dialogue. This isn't even about her looks, this is about the dialogue. Comparing it to the dialogue, and what the fuck was this game called again? I just know it had an infamously bad dialogue. I, for one, welcome the Jack Quaid cube. Okay, here's one that's actually about her. I don't understand why people hate creating beautiful women, like you have gorgeous model and then you downgrade her to make her seem strong. I think these are people just not, like, understanding graphics. They're not going to fully recreate a real living, breathing person. And also, isn't she like a warrior or something? Forspoken, that's what it was. Okay, so he rebagled somebody talking about censoring feminine beauty. Yeah, I mean, that's dumb. It's a retarded take. But okay, so you disagree with it. That doesn't mean this guy needs to be giga canceled.
Multiple people.
Let's see. Forced positivity is worse than any negativity. What is that? What does that even have to do with how the character looks? Could you not even find more examples?
People complaining about.
Once you've played movie slop, you'll never stop wanting to beat Santa Monica Studios to death with your bare hands. Okay, this is Octorok not liking games being more like movies with, like, known stars and motion capture and cinematic stuff. I think he's entitled to that opinion. There's plenty of people that resist making games more like movies. They don't like it. Like, the only bad one you showed was the one guy talking about censoring feminine beauty, which is a retarded take, yeah, but, like, what the fuck is wrong with the rest of these?
Her design. It was hanging.
Why do these people pretend like a female protagonist has ever been an issue? What's the point of being this disingenuous? Because they're willingly and intentionally pretending like they're fighting against misogyny, when in reality they know they're just defending the uglification of art. It's easier to convince normies to support you if you pretend like your enemies are woman-hating gamers, and not just normal people who notice deliberate agenda being inserted into their media. I mean, this whole argument about, like, oh, female character doesn't look like fucking a Stellar Blade blow-up doll, it bad, feminism ruins everything. Yeah, it's a retarded take. So call it a retarded take. You don't need to, like, try to ruin the guy's life over it, Jesus.
Out in the replies to this post by right-wing Twitter provocatorist Rock Solid, bemoaning the uglification of art and the deliberate agenda
no idea
being
who that
inserted
even
into
is.
games. He had a back and forth with someone whose account is unfortunately
like yours, deleted. Purposely making a character look older and less attractive, yada yada. Yeah, retarded take, okay.
inaccessible now, but what finally got me to chime
But again, why do you need to ruin this guy's life and like, call him a Nazi pedophile and try to get your child fans to mass report his Twitter account to get it deleted? Like, again, let's pull back into perspective of all the things you did to this guy. You know? Which are far worse than anything he's saying here, because you are causing tangible harm to other people.
I'm in was this tweet, which reads, purposefully making a character look older or less.
Oh, now you fucking read, now you finally read a screenshot you're flashing on screen. Now you decide to do it. I'm skipping. Fuck you.
Eastern games don't have this problem. This was so ridiculous to me, a human being with eyes, that I quote retweeted it with a photo.
What the hell was that?
Ridiculous to me, a human being with eyes.
Yes, I understand the irony of your plus.
Is that I quote retweeted it.
Okay, so you're showing she looks like the woman she's modeled after. Okay.
With a photo comparing the in-game model to the actress she's based on and said, how was he not deeply embarrassed by this behavior? He replied in his usual nice.
He says, hey Skit, good to see you back. You're free to disagree on this, but in my opinion, I think they could have done a better job with the character model. I do think the actress looks prettier in real life, and I don't know why they didn't capture that well in game. Because, like, video game graphics can't 100% capture what a real fucking person looks like, you dumbass.
guy tone, walking back his claim from "this is a deliberate attempt to..."
His nice guy tone. Again, he has been far kinder and more polite to you than you deserve for all the shit you have done to this guy and said about him.
uglify Western art as a result of the woke agenda, to "I think they could have done a better job with the character model." He said he thought the actress looked prettier in real life, and when I pressed him, he admitted that he just meant the new design had new lines and wrinkles that weren't there previously. So now we've gone from the
Okay.
deliberate uglification of Western art to "she has some extra wrinkles on her face." And just as a quick reminder, he
Who
doesn't
the
show
fuck
any
cares?
of this context in his video about me. He just claims that I imply he's a misogynist for no reason, and not because
This was his response to your attack on him, Skitty. You assumed his Gerudo video was all about you when he didn't even fucking mention you. And you made a big fucking cancel video on him trying to make him look as bad as possible and calling him a Nazi pedophile. And he responded to that, and now you're mad that he didn't put in enough context? After you fucking lied to us earlier? Flashing screenshots by saying, "Oh, these people who were insulting me were the exact people Octo was talking to," except they weren't. And I proved that earlier in the stream.
he claimed that a 40-year-old woman having some wrinkles on her face is the product of some nefarious Western plot to uglify art.
I don't
He never
care
replied
about
to this
this.
tweet. At this point, I think a fair question for people who are critical of me in the situation would be, who cares? There are plenty
Yes.
of cuds on the internet.
That is exactly what I'm saying. Who fucking cares? How does this justify your response?
Why fixate on this one? Why keep up with what he's saying? And, frankly, I shouldn't have. This exchange should have been sufficient reason to disengage and move on with my life. That would have
Yes!
been the mature thing to do. But
Yes!
if I can be honest, I felt betrayed. Octo had convinced me during our call that his intention
If you recognize that your cancel video on Octorok is immature and you shouldn't have done it, you should remove it. What is stopping you?
were good. He wasn't some sort of culture warrior or bigot, but here he was, participating in a right-wing outrage campaign plucked straight out of 2016.
Here he was, being a stupid man saying, "Woman modeled up pretty enough." Like, really, that's all you have? That's it? That's what we're supposed to, like, crucify this guy for? Really?
So I'm not afraid to admit that I stayed plugged into this shit show for longer than I should have. But yet again, what I've described so far
Because you're a vengeful, vindictive narcissist. That's why you did.
is very different from the months-long harassment campaign Octo would like you to believe I've been perpetuating all on my own.
I believe that you have. Looking at how aggressive you are toward him. And how you just ascribe intent to other people. In this really paranoid way. I believe you have been harassing. You added everyone in your Discord server to tell them to go through his Twitter account reporting everything. Yes, you were harassing him.
What actually happens is Octo makes a statement that I think is dumb in a public forum. I respond, rinse and repeat. At the risk of sounding
And that you had to ruin his life over that? Why?
condescending, that's the entire point of Twitter. The last thing that I'll say about the Lofty discourse is that the same day I quote retweeted Octo, I also quote the following. Unprivating, just to say, imagine being pregnant for 9 months and going through childbirth just to have your fuck-ass son grow up to call women hags online and throw temper tantrums.
When did he say the word hag? When did he say that? So yeah, his take was retarded. But you're being disingenuous about what he said. Just like you've been disingenuous too much of this video.
Tantrums over the mere presence of an attractive female protagonist who doesn't look like she's 20. This tweet was not specifically about Octorok reviews. Remember, Twitter was abuzz with people.
Oh yeah, Skitty was like, "Ow, Octorok's my own personal lolcow." Like, you have been the aggressive, malicious person in this situation, Skitty. You have. Your own defense video is proving that to me. I honestly didn't expect this video to be this bad. Like, oh my god.
Giving their takes on this discourse. And as Octo correctly pointed out in his own video, he's never called a woman a hag, quote-unquote, unironically. Instead of coming to the reasonable conclusion.
What the hell is that screenshot you just popped up? Is that word even gonna be in there? Because I don't trust you. In light of today's events, I am retiring my own personal use of the term hag for 30-plus-year-old VTubers. That shit has to be so demoralizing over time. I'm sad now. Octo says, we say it affectionately. I might call Dizzy a hag, but it's only because she's supposedly beautiful IRL. Can't say that to an actual hag, though. Okay, but in your conversation about the character from God of War, he didn't use that word. So you're just lying.
Instead of coming to the reasonable conclusion, then, that this tweet wasn't about him, he uses it as an example of me allegedly
bringing my family into things.
which is such an obvious.
You just went over a bunch of reasons why that tweet was about him. You basically just told us it was about him, Skitty. You're the one who assumed his Gerudo video was about you.
Obviously ridiculous accusation that I cannot believe people are confronting me with it unironically. This is a post about man-children online being misogynistic weirdos, and there were countless people who fit that description. His assertions that this was specifically
Yeah, and there's countless people who fit the description of the people who complain about the Gerudo, but you assumed his Gerudo video was entirely about you. So, projection.
about him, that this post constitutes bringing his mother into the discourse, and even claiming that people jokingly saying, there's still time for a late abortion, or I brought you into this world and now I'm gonna take you out.
These are two of the only 4 examples he shows of harassment in his entire 40-minute plus video. Yeah, and you showed screenshots that had nothing to do with him, and outright lied about the content. So fuck you.
Are making threats on his life, are a colossal reach at best and deliberately dishonest at worst.
I like how Talking Movie Bubbles is in chat, like, trying to, like, say I'm a bad person when you're, like, a homophobic little shit.
Dude didn't block me after the Laffy debacle, by the way. He actually blocked me after I responded to him criticizing a video about plagiarism by famous
Definitely H Bomber Guy's worst video by far. He said you blocked him first, Skitty.
Jokingly saying, there's still time for a late abortion, or I brought you into this world and now I'm gonna take you out, are making threats on his life, are a colossal reach at best and deliberately dishonest at worst. Octo didn't block me after the Laffy debacle, by the way. He actually blocked me after I responded to him criticizing a video about plagiarism by famous YouTuber H Bomber Guy with this tweet, teasing him about a
Okay.
sentence in his Gerudo video.
When was this? So this was in June. So this was after you blocked him once. And made a big cancel video on him. Calling him a Nazi pedophile. And sending your child audience to report every tweet on his Twitter. And then you unblocked him to respond to him and he blocked you. And you're complaining about it.
Video that is worded suspiciously similarly to a sentence in My Tears of the Kingdom critique. Ganondorf pieces out, and Riju has the only intelligent thought in the entire game.
And honestly, there are whole scenes in this game where she's the only character who articulates an even decently intelligent thought.
Was this an example of me instigating? Yes. Was it that serious? No. I specifically said that I didn't think it was—
What the fuck was that even? I don't even understand what I was supposed to get from that. What? So Octo says, you just committed the same mistake he did, which is that you took a singular similar phrase shared between 2 works, and you call it plagiarism. Obviously my Gerudo video isn't plagiarized work of your Tears of the Kingdom video, and you know that. I mean, even if I thought it was a big deal, I would have brought it up in my response video. I just think it's funny to see you railing against the plagiarism video of all things when you're often reheating other people's nachos. So, you complained he blocked you after this, when what you did was unblock him, respond to a post that had nothing to do with you, and accuse him of plagiarism! And you wonder why he blocked you. So what the fuck is this going? It's called dark humor, liberal! You should Google it sometime! So now you hate the libs? I thought you were against right-wingers, and now you hate the libs? Are you one of these commie-tards on the internet who thinks communism means you don't have to work and you get all your luxuries just handed to you and they're all made by just someone out there? Is that what it is, Skibbity? Yeah, I don't know, how dare he block me after I call him a plagiarist, after making a big cancel video on him where I call him a Nazi pedophile. He's so unreasonable! What the fuck am I looking at? This is so ridiculous!
It was a big deal, and if I had, I would have brought it up in my video. But he didn't seem to think it was very funny, and he—
Yeah, he doesn't think it's very funny that you falsely accused him of fucking plagiarism! Go figure!
Blocked me. That's his prerogative. This is another point at which I should have disengaged, but at this point it felt like a train wreck.
I should have disengaged after he blocked me, but I didn't take the hint. Okay, and then what? Oh, I use that as my thumbnail, he says. That's bad, why? What?
Have disengaged, but at this point it felt like a train wreck that I couldn't tear my eyes away from. Whether it was retweeting people unironically doing the
Okay.
Pokemon is for boys, which is why no one likes Meganium shtick.
That seems like a joke? Boys think spiky gators and fire bears are cooler than flower cucumber. Oh my god, this is like a lighthearted fucking joke. Get the stick out of your ass.
Shtick, celebrating mass.
It's of course sad when people lose their jobs, but this is what happens when you make unappealing games. 800 employees. Well, yeah, the whole gaming industry is falling apart due to mismanagement and overblown budgets, and the executives in charge not knowing how to fucking market or handle their own products. Same thing as the movie industry.
Layoffs at Bungie, or
oh no, he doesn't feel bad for people getting laid off at Bungie. We definitely have to cancel him as Giga Hitler now.
Or retweeting this post about
the goddesses gave Demon King Ganon the Triforce with power, not for his own sake, but so that he would become their instrument of judgment and participate in the ultimate redemption of degenerate Hyrule, even as he himself is condemned. Trust the plan. This also seems like a fucking joke.
Celebrating mass layoffs at Bungie, or retweeting this post about the ultimate redemption of degenerate Hyrule, posted by Twitter user
that sounds like a Warhammer joke? Just because you don't understand that something's a joke doesn't mean someone is evil?
FigureU14.
Yeah, it's probably a fucking shitpost troll account. It's goddamn Twitter. Why are you taking it so seriously?
Yes, really. He just seemed to keep getting worse. Lest you think this is the point at which things become completely one-sided, by the way, Octo continued to post about—
They were completely one-sided this entire time! You caused all of this! You're proving that to me in your own fucking defense video! So, if the slander being said about me was enough to make you unfollow, can you at least do the force unfollow too? LMAO, the idea of hating me but still keeping me around for extra follower is sending me. Wait, they don't just block you out of nowhere with no explanation? Guess your former oomph is less considerate than mine was. He didn't even name you! He didn't even name you, and you're like up in arms about it. You made a big cancel video on this guy and tried to like ruin his reputation online. And you're mad that he's vague posting about you? Really?
About me both direct.
So let me share some personal experience. I was once blocked by a larger creator I had interacted with out of nowhere. I was a bit confused at the time as to why that was, but then a week later they unblocked me. I thought, guess they just had a crash out moment. Okay, 4 months later they published a giant hit piece on me and have been harassing me constantly ever since. So the moral of the story is, do not trust someone like that. I foolishly tried to understand and make peace with that person and it never worked. If someone shows you who they are, believe them. He is absolutely fucking correct about you. You were aggressive? You made a big cancel video on him for the crime of disagreeing with you on a on a fictional work? While not naming you? He tried to reach some sort of reasonable reconciliation with you? You led him on to believe that you had reached that reconciliation? And then you continued to harass him. He is completely right here. You're insane.
Directly and indirectly multiple times from the end of May to the beginning of July.
I don't care about the rest.
2 weeks ago that things completely blew up. Two things happened on the morning of July 11th.
You already completely blew everything up! You are the aggressor!
First, Octo was complaining about Orientalism discourse again. In the replies to a tweet about the stereotypical costumes in Mario Kart World, he said, "I like how you people made up a word in the 70s to describe a completely normal phenomenon that applies to literally all foreign cultures across time and use it to justify your desire to fuck with video games made by Japanese people. What a complete waste of academic funding." I screenshotted this and posted it with the caption, "He's going so far out of his way to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the..."
So is this- hey, Movie Bubbles, while you're here, is this stalking? For SkittyBitty to, take a screenshot of what Octo is saying from behind a block and talk about it on their own, social media? Is that stalking? I'm just curious. Anyway, he's going so far out of his way to prove beyond a shadow of doubt that that this was never a discussion that he even had remotely capable of having. Okay. So, like, Luigi's in a vaguely Turkish outfit, and Daisy is in a vaguely, like, harem pants outfit, okay?
This was never a discussion he was even remotely capable of having at all, let alone in good faith. He never addressed this. The thing he latched onto...
And then everyone hates this rock-solid guy. Apparently the best logical fallacy to give an atheist when discussing morals is to ask them why it's morally wrong to have intercourse with roadkill. Hey, where is that actually forbidden in the Bible, Rock Solid? That's what I'd ask you. If you ask a Christian or a Buddhist why it's morally wrong, they will tell you it's because the body retains inherent dignity as part of God's creation. What? What is this post? This is the weirdest checkmate atheist I've ever seen in my life. So this is just this guy I don't see anything reblogged by Octorok here, so why is this his problem?
Capable of having at all, let alone in good faith. He never addressed.
Obviously this is an idiot, edgy Christian conservative who thinks that's a good gotcha.
The thing he latched on.
Like, this gotcha just makes you look suspect, like, why are you trying to argue the morality of fucking roadkill, buddy? What do you get up to on the weekend?
Onto was that I quote retweeted a now infamous Rock Solid post about having sex with roadkill with a screenshot of Octo's "Glad to have you back" tweet from when Rock was unbanned a couple months prior. My point was not to literally suggest Octo endorsed this take, just a shot of Octo's "Glad to have you back" tweet from when Rock was unbanned a couple months prior. My point was not to literally suggest Octo endorsed this take, just to highlight that Octo's a big fan of this weirdo, retweets him constantly, and is openly friendly with him. Octo
Yeah, you cut out what he was actually responding to and posted just the worst possible thing on that person's account, which he didn't reblog. So yes, you were being dishonest. Just like you were earlier in this video, where you said the people he was talking to on Twitter were the same people who were calling you slurs, which they weren't. So yes, you were being disingenuous, and you were being bad faith. Fuck you.
Claims I maliciously edited the date out of this tweet to make it look like he agreed with Rock here, which is silly because this is a mobile screenshot. The date's under the tweet, but whatever. If he had an issue with the post, I wasn't gonna—
You still cut it out.
fight him on it. I took it down. At this point, some people in my comments were like,
"Oh my god, you actually took accountability for once. That's incredible." Maybe because even you realized how bad that made you look.
With the post, I wasn't gonna fight him on it. I took it down. At this point, some people in my comments were like, "Why are you tweeting about this guy so much?" Which, fair question, so in response, I quote the following. The thing is, if Octo would simply stop posting racist and creepy shit, I would have no reason to pick on him. If, after our call, he introspected a bit and moved away from reactionary politics and the culture war and focused on his interests, I would have nothing against him. But no.
You are the one who needs to introspect. Again, he was so much nicer to you than he needed to be, after all the shit you pulled. But, ow, he still has opinions I don't like, and states them publicly, and so he needs to be destroyed. That's what I'm hearing here. You're mad you can't control this person. Christ. In the months since my video, he's retreated into his right-wing echo chamber to lick his wounds. So you're saying you believe you drove this guy further right by making a big fuck-off cancel video about him where you called him a Nazi pedophile? That's what you're saying? So you're saying you've had a negative impact here? So you're just butthurt that this guy retains the opinions that he has.
In the months since my video, he's retreated into his right-wing echo chamber to lick his wounds and complain to anyone who will listen about how the West has fallen and how Orientalism was invented to ruin video games or whatever. He's been totally captured, and it's sad. The thread ends with me quote retweeting one of
As if you're not totally ideologically captured where you think that just because this guy disagrees with you politically, he's ontologically evil and anything you do to him is righteous and justified. You're the one being fucking evil here.
Octo's followers who called the Gerudo sand N-words and saying, "These are your people now."
Who is this person? This person replied to you. What does it have to do with Octorok? This is not one of the people you've shown him talking to. So how the fuck is this his fault? That some crazy motherfucker on Twitter is being a crazy motherfucker on Twitter.
I hope it was worth it. Octo quote retweeted the first post in that thread saying,
Oh, you actually gonna read it?
"So let me get this straight. You came out of our call expecting me to just never have an opinion you didn't agree with ever again? Are you actually stupid? How many posts glorifying the assassination of political figures have you made? How many times have you called America evil? How many times have you reposted the destroy the white race meme? Do you think I agreed with any of that? Of course not. But I tolerated your stupid opinions because at the end of the day you had a right to hold them. But then you saw me post about God, a fucking war of all things, and that was a step too far from you? After all the crazy shit you post, you have no capacity for self-reflection whatsoever."
He's completely correct! Actually, maybe now we'll look at those screenshots Garbo sent me. So here's a few things Skitty has said. The fact that he thinks he's white because he's Italian, but I'm not white because I'm Jewish, tells you everything. And this is actually Garbo's response. I think you assumed you didn't consider yourself white because you said you were going to spare him in the white genocide. Yeah, so like... Here's another of Skitty's opinions. BTW, there's no such thing as the white race, so there's nothing wrong with calls to destroy it. Hope this helps. Okay. Very good. You think this is somehow crazier? And here they're saying, what is there even left to say but good luck, Amarno? I hope it was worth it. And he says, you don't get to play the victim in this. You attacked my race after a sustained harassment campaign. You leaked our DMs multiple times. You've broken every deal we've ever made. You broke my trust. I don't know why you can't just leave me and my community alone. How is he in the wrong here? All of these posts of yours you're showing, and this one, he is completely right in his estimation of you. I don't care if he's a right-winger. I don't care if he, like, has NSFW of a 17-year-old character from a fucking Zelda game. You are the aggressor. You are malicious. You are vindictive. You are convincing children to give you money because you're a YouTuber they like, and telling them to distrust their parents, and drawing them into your Discord server closer to you. You're a fucking menace, SkittyBitty! Holy shit, how do you possibly think any of this makes you look good? I'm astonished. I'm absolutely astonished.
This post is a good segue to a couple of the more dishonest accusations Octo made against me in this video. One, that I glorified the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and two, that I'm racist against white people because I reposted a meme making fun of the ridiculous Great Replacement.
Uh-huh. Except you also said there's no such thing as a white race, so you can call for killing all white people. That's cool.
Conspiracy theory, and furthermore, because I claim there's no such thing as white people, which is true. The idea of whiteness is an arbitrary category defined by exclusion. Different people have been considered white at different points in history. Like,
oh my god, yes, we can have this conversation, but like most Anglo-Saxon Caucasian people are what you would consider white. You know?
Irish people or Italians. When people talk about white genocide, they're not talking about an actual campaign of mass murder. They're talking about interracial marriage. When far-right freaks talk about the white race coming under threat, they're talking about white people having kids with people of color.
Cool, you didn't have any of that explanation under the thing you reblogged, so how is anyone supposed to know? All they saw was, like, kill the white race. You're like, no, it's much more nuanced than that, but you didn't say any of this when you posted it, so...
Likewise, when far-left people talk about destroying whiteness, they're talking about dismantling the arbitrary power structures that are set up to oppress people who fall outside the also arbitrary category of white. Notably, neither of these
Are other racial categories arbitrary, Skitty? I just want to know what you think about that. Are other racial categories arbitrary?
definitions of destroying the white race include actual calls for violence. This is an accusation based on innuendo and not understanding things. But okay.
I just said I wanted to genocide an entire demographic of people. How could you possibly interpret that as a call for violence?
What about Charlie Kirk? I mean, he straight up says I justified his murder, but let's look at the screenshots he presented as evidence. The image on the left reads, "When we decline to speak ill of the dead, it's because
I'll
we
just
have
let them
compassion
have
for
their
the living.
explanation.
In this respect, I'm sorry for Kirk's children. I don't know if Kirk was a good father, but if he was, that does little to mitigate the damage he did to other people's children." This is an excerpt from an article from The Nation called "Charlie Kirk's Legacy Deserves No Mourning," pointing out that Charlie Kirk was not, as Octo claims, a milquetoast conservative figure, but a far-right agitator, a Christian nationalist, and, as the screenshot says, an unrepentant racist, transphobe, homophobe, and misogynist. The point of this article—
I think, though, we can all agree as a baseline for society that we shouldn't be going around shooting people dead for their opinions. Like, that is not a crazy thing to say. I'm a fucking American, and I definitely go by, I don't agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. You wouldn't like this precedent being set if the shoe was on the other foot. If you set the precedent that it's okay to fucking shoot people in the head and kill them for opinions you don't like, that means right-wingers can do it to you. So would it be okay if a right-wing assassin went and shot some, like, left-wing political pundit? No, we should all agree. We should all agree, as a society, that we should not tolerate people being shot dead for fucking opinions and words they say. That's absolutely ridiculous. And society can't operate that way. We would descend into fucking chaos.
article is that Charlie Kirk being dead does not mean we have to whitewash his legacy and pretend he was some sort of saint. Saying we don't need to pretend someone—
You don't have to pretend he's a saint to say, don't shoot people in the face for having opinions you don't like.
was a good person just because they were murdered is obviously not the same thing as just—
No one is fucking saying that. They're just saying he shouldn't have been murdered. It's unacceptable.
justifying their murder. This post doesn't say what Octo's claiming it does. The other screenshot is a cartoon showing the difference in treatment of MSNBC analyst Matthew Dowd, who was fired for criticizing Charlie Kirk's history of hate speech, pointing out that awful words can lead to awful actions, and Fox News host Brian Kilmeade, who suggested that homeless people ought to be euthanized. Dowd was fired for his comments, while Kilmeade simply apologized and got right back to work.
Okay, so those are two different companies? Yeah.
The point of this cartoon is not that Charlie Kirk's murder was justified, nor was that even the point Dowd was making. The point is that some people are treated by the media as more human, more deserving of life and dignity.
Not by the media, by their respective companies that have different company cultures. Do you think there's like some sort of ruling body that decides who's a news anchor? Like, what point are you trying to make? I'm so confused.
Than others. So no, neither of these posts constitute me justifying Charlie Kirk's murder. As for this post, yes, it was very funny how Charlie Kirk assassinated started trending as a news topic on a random Thursday for no—
You said, this is awesome, actually. I've seen discourse about making fun of Charlie Kirk all over the timeline today. It's like he died again. Can we do this on a regular basis? That's still kind of, Yeah, that's still kind of uncouth, I would say.
No reason, months after it actually happened, complete with the exact same discourse that accompanied his
I posted this after he blocked me. He was still looking through my tweets a month later. Bitch, you were posting his tweets from behind a block, and now you're complaining he's doing the same thing? It is rules for thee, but not for me.
actual assassination. Does this post make light of Kirk's assassination? Sure, you can argue that. Does it justify or endorse it? No. Oh, and as for the random guy who sent Octo an image of Charlie Kirk getting shot, I obviously don't condone that. I don't know this person, and there's
and yet you were holding Octo responsible for random people insulting you a minute ago. You showed a random guy responding to you and saying, these are your people now, Octo. But when someone trolls him, it totally isn't related to you. Double standard.
certainly not acting on my behalf. Coming back to this post by Octo, when I woke up the next morning, it had kind of blown up, and my mentions were flooded by people calling me an anti-white.
Okay, what the fuck did you say?
Coming back to this post by Octo, when I woke up the next morning, it had kind of blown up.
Oh, this is the thing we saw before, okay. This was making sure.
And my mentions were flooded by people calling me an anti-white racist, calling me a pedophile, slinging slurs.
Oh, somebody said something about you on the internet and it caused you a lot of harassment and backlash? You don't say! You mean exactly exactly what you did to this guy? With your big fucking cancel video on him, calling him a Nazi pedophile? And then you continued to harass him? Even after he told you to leave him and his community alone? And now it's come around and bit you in the ass because you wouldn't leave him alone? And suddenly, oh, look what's happening to me! How can he do this? Grow the fuck up. Don't fucking start fights you can't finish, then. Maybe that's the lesson you need to learn.
At me. I got a DM telling me to kill myself. Suffice it to say, I was very...
So you get a DM from a random person telling you to kill yourself, and that's his fault. He gets a random DM of somebody sending him footage of Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck, and that's not your fault. So why is this his fault?
Telling me to kill myself. Suffice it to say, I was very overwhelmed. And it was in this state of distress that I did something I shouldn't have done. I sent an @everyone ping to my Discord server.
I was so distressed that I was getting called out back after months of harassing this guy and trying to destroy him and his reputation. Hey, you know how Anthony Gramuglia, who is currently sweeping for this person, and read voice lines in Skitty's cancel video on Octorok? He was saying something about how it's bad when bigger YouTubers go after smaller YouTubers. So SkittyBitty's at 92.8k subscribers, and Octo is at 13.2. So hey, I have a question. If Octorok came to SkittyBitty about this and said, "You attacked me when I was small." And now you're looking for pity, now that I can fight back. Would that be acceptable to you? You know, the exact same shit Anthony said to Harmful Opinions? I'm just wondering. So yes, you shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have added everyone in your Discord to go report a guy's Twitter to get it banned. Because he got you in shit after you've been harassing him for months and made a big cancel video on him in which you called him an evil right-wing Nazi pedophile. Like, oh my god, my actions have consequences!
And asked them to report Octo for harassment. This was stupid and impulsive of me to do, and I apologize. I feel lucky that my community was mature enough to not actually—
There's a lot more you should apologize for.
follow through on this instruction, and Octo didn't lose access to his account, nor was he brigaded by my fans.
Well, he didn't lose access to his account, so it's fine, guys!
The only reason people even know about the @everyone message, by the way, is because some washed-up right-wing drama tuber paid to access my server and distributed the screenshot. He didn't know what exactly he was—
they're talking about Harmful Opinions, but also, you dumped your DMs with Octo without permission. You were posting screenshots from his Discord to paint him as a bad person. And now you're complaining that somebody else went into your Discord and got screenshots. Shit you have already done to other people. Why the fuck do you think you're immune to this? Like, you think you can just do whatever you want to other people? And the same things can't be done to you? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Was looking for when he decided to comb through my Discord. He just had some gut feeling that some
Harmful Opinions isn't even right-wing. It was like there's a guy who tried to, like, go at him over his SkittyBitty coverage, and he was calling Harmful Opinions right-wing while showing thumbnails on screen of Harmful Opinions, like, shitting on Candace Owens. And shitting on, like, right-wing YouTubers. These people do not live in reality.
thing was off. Despite admitting that my server is actively moderated, fully safe for work, and didn't contain anything he found objectionable, he still decided to pearl clutch over there being an optional role that people under the age of 18 can use to identify themselves. This is a-
And we have already seen that you are inappropriate with the children in your audience. You call them by name in chat, you pay them special attention, you convince them to give you money by getting Visa gift cards behind their parents' backs. And you encourage them to distrust their parents. You tell them their parents are bad and crazy. But they can trust you as their special YouTuber, right? You know? Yeah, you are the bad person in this situation, SkittyBitty. It's you.
Common practice in some Discord servers, as it makes it easier for moderators to look out for potentially problematic interactions, and it also helps adults in a mixed age setting tailor the tone.
How are you gonna do that if an adult comes into your Discord and pretends to be a child and talks to the other children? How would you even know? And then they could DM those children and get them on a different platform, and you would know, you would be none the wiser. Idiot.
Conversation to ensure things stay appropriate for all ages. Of the over 300 people in my Discord, only 9 people had this role, but the line this guy and then eventually Octo ran with was that I was commanding an army of child soldiers to harass people I disagree with, which is—
Yeah, it was a funny YouTube title for clips. Get over it. You made a whole video calling Octorok a Nazi pedophile! You freak! And you're complaining that anybody else has a sensationalized, like, title about you?
Is, of course, very funny in how absurdly dramatic and self-serious it is, but the accusation it represents is that I'm in some way endangering minors by simply having them in my server. I categorically—
You are, because you are a danger to them! You are a danger to these children! You have a way too familiar parasocial relationship with them. You're on a first-name basis with them. You tell them how to circumvent their parents' authority. You talk about child autonomy, quote-unquote. You tell them their parents are bad and crazy. And you draw them closer to you in your Discord server. As a YouTuber they like and admire, and therefore you have influence and power over them. You are a harm to the children in your community.
You reject this notion. Every space online that doesn't feature some sort of draconian age verification system will inevitably have minors in it. As a former lonely teenager, I owe so much to the adults who were patient with me and fostered safe environments online where I could be—
Oh my god. Oh, it's okay. I was totally around strange adults as a kid and I turned out fine! You obviously didn't turn out fine because you're an absolute fucking psycho. But I was right. I was right. This is a person who wants to vicariously live through teenagers. Oh god, let's hear that again.
Reject this notion. Every space online that doesn't feature some sort of draconian age verification system will inevitably have minors in it. As a former lonely teenager, I owe so much to the adults who were patient with me and fostered safe environments online where I could be myself as I dealt with the struggles of growing up. People don't magically become full-fledged human beings the moment they turn 18. Teenagers are people too. I think anyone making sweeping statements about what will keep kids safe is being inherently dishonest. Nobody
Okay, so several more red flags just popped up.
is able to ensure kids are safe online the same way they're not able to ensure they're safe at home or at school. That doesn't mean we shouldn't—
I had strange adults offering me candy as a kid, so I think it's okay to do.
Strive to limit risk factors in situations like this, and to that end, I have removed the minor role from my server, but I don't think that will matter to the people who've already made up their minds about me. A quick glance at the comments under this video make it clear that this is not about keeping
I've made up my mind about you based on the things you have said and have shown in this video alone.
anyone safe, especially since the man who made this video went on to refer to 2 community members who he identified as children by their actual names in a follow-up video, even showing their user.
You name them! You call these children out by name in chat, Skitty! You are the one who has identified these children to anyone online who watches your fucking streams! How are you not getting this?
Their names on screen. If he's so concerned about minors that he's convinced are vulnerable to abuse, that decision materially endangers them more than anything I've done.
You are the one endangering them! They're in your community, you are the one on a first-name basis with them, getting close to them and paying them special attention as a YouTuber they like. I cannot repeat that enough!
Assertion that I'm looking out for kids because I'm some sort of predator and not because I was myself a survivor of CSA is disgusting. But okay.
Being a survivor of CSA does not make you an expert in child protection or mentoring children. You're a fucking YouTuber. You have no place doing this.
Okay, back to that at everyone message. In the hours between me sending this message and it being
God, that was the most telling part of this whole fucking video. What the fuck?
posted publicly, the harassment did not slow, let alone stop. It continued to intensify.
It's gonna be so nice to just watch Kick-Assia next week.
And in the middle of all this, a new account called SkittyBitty popped up and began to lob slurs at me. It wasn't anything I hadn't already heard, and I
You had slurs aimed at you on Twitter. Again, it's fucking Twitter. What does this have to do with fucking Octo?
mostly found it entertaining that someone would go this far out of their way to try to hurt my feelings. But then came the reveal.
Your feelings are hurt so fucking easily!
Skitty posted a screenshot showing that Octo had been following along and liking their tweets in real time. I still don't know who is behind this account, but they are my hero. Unfortunately, the SkittyBitty account was scrubbed.
So, that screenshot that you're all passing around came from a random troll account? How do you know the screenshot isn't doctored? This is insane. So this person showed up to cause trouble, posted this screenshot, and you just believed it. We have no way of knowing this is authentic or not. And Anthony has been posting this everywhere in defense of SkittyBitty, calling it racist somehow. Yeah, I heard this Omori song on a Weirdcore playlist recently, and I really liked it. I really like the weird, kind of unhinged, like, English pronunciation of Japanese words. It's cool.
I still don't know who is behind this account, but they are my hero. Unfortunately, this
I need to add it to the Spotify list still. Every time I add songs to the music list, I add it to the Spotify list, which you can find on my Tumblr, by the way. If I could pin posts on YouTube, I would pin the Spotify list of my stream music. Otherwise, you can find it pinned on my Tumblr if you want to listen to any of the songs or find the songs that I play on stream.
SkittyBitty account was scrubbed, save for the tweet revealing Octo liking their tweets, but this was definitely the highlight of what was other.
Yeah, the screenshot could have been easily doctored. So you just trusted that this troll account was telling the truth. I don't think I'll ever stream Omori. It's not really my kind of game. I've watched a lot of videos on it though, and I do think it's interesting, but it's just really not my kind of game.
But then came the reveal. SkittyBitty posted a screenshot showing that Octo had been following
anyway,
along
so
and
this
liking.
this could have easily been doctored, and you're just believing a troll account that then deleted. But you and Anthony Gramuglia are spreading this screenshot everywhere without any fucking proof that it's real. Pale Machine is also a good song? Ooh, I'll look that one up too then.
The SkittyBitty account was scrubbed, save for the tweet revealing Octo liking their tweets, but this was definitely the highlight of what was otherwise a very shitty day. It was about to get worse though, as Octo decided to quote retweet this post where I made fun of the accusation that I'm racist against white people with the following. Openly hateful people like you are the reason why anti-Semitism is on the rise right now. I feel so sorry for every normal Jewish person who has to deal with you being a part of their community.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty pretty fucked comment. Okay, I'll agree with you there, Skitty. That one is bad. That is another retarded take, an even more retarded take from Octo. Anti-Semitism is on the rise because of people like you. Dude, no, stop it. That's not a good thing to say. That's terrible. You think maybe it was her alt? Or their alt, rather? Maybe?
You give them a bad name. Recall that earlier I mentioned I shared some personal information during my call with Octo that I'd never been open about publicly. I explained to him during our call that I deal with enough harassment from transphobes as is, so I've never been public about my ethnicity, especially since this is something that extends beyond me and implicates my family, who I obviously want to protect. Allow me to emphasize, in the midst of being dogpiled and harassed for my supposed anti-white racism and alleged support for white genocide,
after you dogpiled and harassed Octorok for months, and he finally snapped.
Octo decided to reveal to his far-right audience that I'm Jewish. It's no wonder Octo doesn't bring
Dun dun dun! Why do you keep that under wraps? I'm a little confused.
Up in his video about me because there's no way to spin this that doesn't make him look unbelievably ghoulish. Later that evening, Octo was in his Discord.
Yeah, that was an absolutely ghoulish thing he said, but so wait, you were harassing him for months. No, actually, let me start over. So, when he got Twitter angry at you, you said in the heat of the moment you made that "at everyone" post to tell your fans to mass report his Twitter. Now, you've been harassing him for months and made a big cancel video on him, and then he said something ghoulish and regretful in response to that, probably in an emotional outburst. It's excusable when you do it, but not when he does it. And yeah, what he said was fucked, but everything you've done is also fucked. So, fuck you both.
Server repeating his talking points about me being a vicious anti-white racist. A community member asked, "Aren't they white?" To which Octo responded, "Jewish, actually." He went on to explain that he did specifically reveal this information to hurt me.
And again, you have blocked out this person's name, but are saying, "Oh, this is the Kiwi Farms guy, though. Trust me, bro." When did we learn? So he didn't even know. So this is just the guy who's saying, "Oh, trust me, bro, he totally wrote my Kiwi Farms thread," which I offered that information that I have a Kiwi Farms thread all on my own. And just trust me, bro, this guy totally wrote it, which you've shown absolutely zero proof of.
Claiming he did it because I was, quote, being racist towards him, end quote, and because I, quote, did the same thing.
It is possible to be racist toward white people, no matter what you might think, yes.
End quote. But I genuinely do not know what he could possibly mean by that. Octo's made it no secret that he's half Latino and half Italian. There is nothing even approaching an equivalent reveal of personal information on my part. He's just lying to justify outing me as Jewish to his audience of occasionally unrepentant—
Outing you as Jewish? And you just outed that he's Latino? Like,
neo-Nazis. And it worked. The harassment I've received since—
You just say his audience is neo-Nazis now?
Occasionally unrepentant neo-Nazis. And it worked.
Uh-huh.
The harassment I've received since he released this information has intensified and taken on a new tone. And as a reminder, the guy who—
Yeah, people on Twitter are awful. Including you.
Made my Kiwi Farms thread is still hanging out in his server at this point. It makes me sick.
Again, you have shown no fucking proof that this guy— You didn't show the name in his Kiwi farm. You didn't show the name in the server. And you don't show the name of who wrote your thread. And you don't show any evidence that they're the same person. You don't show any evidence of him saying, "Yes, I totally wrote Skitty's thread." So why the fuck am I supposed to believe you?
Sick to see him play the victim in this video over receiving a fraction of the harassment he's deliberately directed towards me. A lot of—
You deliberately directed harassment toward him first! You dumb motherfucker! You started this fight, you continued to escalate this, you yourself said, "Oh yeah, here's all the 5 times I probably should have backed off," but I kept going! And you expect him to do or say nothing back. Really?
A lot of the more egregious comments on his video about me were scrubbed while I was writing this, but here's a sample of some of the things he missed, and these are just the things that got past YouTube's auto mod. Octo claims I don't refer to people like him as Nazis because I sincerely believe it, instead I say it to justify violence against them. But what else—
Yes, you do! You do! You've been doing that this entire time! Like, oh, he's like a super bad guy, so anything I do to him is fine, but all the things he does back to me are bad, even though they're like the same things I did to him first.
How do you even call people like this? I've also received a fair amount of heat for
Normal?
referring to the people Octo pals around with as Nazi pedophiles, but I can't even count the number of times I've looked at the profile of someone he's talking to and seen wall-to-wall lolicon shit. The Tears of the Kingdom post he made to quote,
And your proof is... And again, if you're saying there's like wall-to-wall lolicon around his account, why were you directing your child audience there to report him?
quote-unquote rage bait his audience was posted by someone called Flat is Justice, one of the main VTubers Octo's constantly replying to.
What is flat is justice supposed to mean? Does that supposed to mean something to me?
Looks like this and has cute and funny in her bio, and if you don't know what that means,
Oh god, she has cute and funny in her bio. What? Where the fuck is this from? Cute and funny is a dog whistle for lolly? Why are these words crossed out? I can't even... Oh, wait, cause you censored so many words, I can't even, like, figure out what the fuck is going on. So they're claiming that cute and funny is short for cunny? Which is a disgusting slang word used by lolicons and, like, daddy, daughter, little girl fetish people. But, like, what the fuck is your proof that that's a dog whistle for cunny? Flat is justice is a phrase regarding anime characters who aren't well developed. Oh, like flat boobs? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's like, that's probably some lolly shit, sure, but like, I can't even figure out what you're why do you know all these dog whistles, Skitty? You're not explaining them to me! So, like, this is why I'm confused, because I can't hear the dog whistles that you are hearing.
And has cute and funny in her bio, and if you don't know what that means, I envy you. And, of course, there's Octo's sponsor, The Dragon's Treasure. Here's the collage I put together of his greatest hits for my Gerudo.
Okay, what the fuck is this? They rightfully called them a word. You people raised over $500,000 for a black kid who stabbed and murdered a white kid for no reason. You burned whole city blocks to the ground and caused billions in damage when some career criminal OD'd on Fent and blamed the cop for it. Okay, so this guy seems very chuddy. And he regretted taking the sponsorship and said he wouldn't take it again and would look deeper into his sponsors in the future. Okay. Flat-chested adult women no longer exist. They got patched out in 2020. I just want them to patch women out altogether, man. Okay, so, yeah, but he told you he regretted not looking deeper into the sponsorship before taking it. He was probably excited to have a sponsor. And then he said in the future he's going to check closer before taking a sponsor, meaning he regretted it. So, what is the problem?
Video, and here are some new gems he's posted since then. Octo claims in his video that I harassed his sponsor when I've only directly interacted with him once in February, and any subsequent references to him have been to condemn the vile shit he posts on a near daily basis.
Yeah, earlier they claimed when they spoke to him on the voice call, he said, yeah, he got really sheepish about it and said, yeah, I'll take a closer look at sponsors in the future before taking the sponsorship. So he doesn't even take the sponsorship anymore, and he's not going to take a sponsorship from them again after finding out what they're like. Shouldn't this be the thing you wish to accomplish? So why are you still mad at him about it?
The Dragon's Treasure is linked in the description of this video, and as a bonus, here's a screenshot of his sponsor harassing me. So no, Octorok Reviews is not some poor little centrist whose every attempt at making peace was thwarted by my relentless drive to harass him for no reason.
It was, though. He tried multiple times to be diplomatic with you, and you were like, oh, he's secretly plotting against me as you plot against him. I just know it. I'm just going to assume his intent and apply it to him. I mean, the dude directly asked you, okay, like, do you have a problem with me? Can we talk about this? And you were like, oh, he should have known. The elephant in the room. And it's like, he obviously didn't fucking know what you were pissed about, which is why he asked you. Like, what is the matter with you?
Were there times when I instigated when
Nobody called him a... Did he even call himself a centrist? But, you know, centrist is a dirty word to people like this, of course. You have to be sides-cucked, or you're worthless.
Didn't have? Yes. Should I have moved on from this months ago? Also yes. Was it wrong?
Yes, you should have, and then it bit you completely in the ass, and that is entirely your fault.
Send out that at everyone message? Also yes. But does any of this justify the level of vitriol and hate speech I've received from Octo's community? No! Let me...
You haven't even proved these people are from his community. When he ascribed someone sending him Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck as being in your community, you denied it. But you blame every random message you get on him. And did anything he do justify the fucking vitriol of your big-ass cancel video on him? You are the aggressor in this situation.
Make myself clear. This is over. I do not want anyone from my community interacting with Octorok reviews or anyone else I mentioned in this video. I do not want—
Oh, sweetie, it's not over just because you declare it's over. It's not over just because you regret it now that you're under scrutiny. It's far from over.
Want to talk about this ever again. I want to end this video with an apology. Not to Octo, but to my audience. I didn't demonstrate the maturity in the situation—
Front-facing SkittyBitty! I didn't know that was possible! Why don't you use this version more often?
Should be able to expect from me. I acted impulsively, and I continued to engage with him long after I should have stopped. I'm sorry. My sincere hope is that the lessons I've learned from the situation—
I'm sorry, I should have stopped engaging with him. I'm not gonna apologize for any of, like, the bad actions I actually did.
Will allow me to become a better version of myself. But if I've lost your trust, I understand. All I can do now is move on from this, get back to my work, and finish the video you've all been waiting for. I promise it will be worth the wait. Thanks for watching.
So, SkittyBitty's video in defense of themself only convinced me that they were the aggressor in this entire situation. I don't give a fuck if you don't like the guy's views. That is well within your right to disagree with his views, to not like his politics. You don't even have to like him as a person. But you were the aggressor here. You kept harassing him. You made a big cancel video on him, trying to paint him in the worst light possible and call him a Nazi pedophile. And you're completely confused how this blew up in your face. You don't get to just go around doing whatever the fuck you want to people with no consequences. Sorry. You're not the righteous hero. You're not the main character of life. And you are absolutely a danger to those children in your audience. And you need to fucking stop it. You need to stop getting close to them. You need to stop addressing them by name and giving them special attention. You need to stop inviting them into your Discord server. You need to stop telling them their parents are bad. And you need to stop encouraging them to give you fucking money. You are the danger here. Not some guy who maybe likes lolly and has chuddy opinions on fucking Twitter. You're the one causing tangible harm. Alright, let's have supers. I think we're done.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Mutinies being historically uncommon means fuck all, cause this is fiction, where mutinies are a pretty common conflict in pirate stories.
Well, yeah, and the guy explained what he meant. Like, you heard him saying, oh, she has to be ruthless to command the respect of all these men. And you all went, he's saying they would rape her otherwise. And he's like, no, that's not what I said. I was talking about mutiny. And they're all like, oh, okay, well, he says that's what he was talking about. But we know the truth. He was actually blah, blah, blah. You know, like, that's been this whole fucking video.
At Jehudi9910 sent a super chat. For all the issues anyone might have with the farms, people are never featured there just because of their identity or neurodivergence. This is all wounded narcissism.
That's the thing people don't understand about, like, modern Kiwi farms culture. Like, after they, you know, got literal puppy rapists thrown in jail, The idea of making a threat on someone for just being kind of awkward on the internet kind of, lost its luster. And, put a lot of things in perspective, and I think the website has aged up a bit as well. So it's far less likely someone is going to get a farms thread just because someone else is mad at them on the internet and wants them to be their personal army. That doesn't happen as much over there anymore, as far as I've been able to observe.
At Balonic111 sent a super chat. Skitty, I have done nothing wrong ever in my life.
Oh, Miss Jasmine, never ever ever look up the snake thing if you don't want to learn about the zoo sadists. But yes, the Kiwi Farm's got a lot of those guys actually put in prison. I think that's a net positive.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Some chuds hated the fancast of Hunter Schafer, who's trans, playing Zelda. Octo's response is supporting the actress that did get the role. Hunter Schafer was never planning on being in the Laws movie.
Okay, so I still don't get what the problem is, to be honest.
At Espionata5011 sent a super chat. God of War Laffy will be fun. I have played the games, they're well written and this one looks really good.
I watched my friend play Dad of Boy 1, and they're pretty cool. I'm not really that interested in them, but a joke about the Jack Quaid cube, because I just like Jack Quaid. I was a Boys fan, until they ruined it.
At Balonic111 sent a super chat. Skitty, okay, so what I did doesn't look good, but let me tell you how bad these guys are and why I'm right. At the _space frog sent a super chat. Skitty white knighting my people, the middle-aged.
I have a feeling they would hate middle-aged people.
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Guys, you're both terrible amounts.
Guys are both terrible. They are, but again, I am putting more scrutiny on the person who is causing tangible harm to minors right now.
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. The PragerU stuff is no joke, that is pretty bad, however Skitty's behavior is so ridiculous and aggressive. Whatever happened to just ignoring people? At Hikaru9624 sent a super chat. The audacity of having your own opinion. Shame.
Yeah, I mean, Octo was right. It's like, you're mad at me for continuing to have opinions you don't like, even after we reconciled our beef. You know? That is what you were doing, yes.
At Junos Power sent a super chat. Skitty has the same accountability and self-awareness skills as Quantum TV.
There's a lot of people like that out there, yeah.
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Skitty, you are actively bullying this guy.
No, but Skitty has declared him to be a Nazi pedophile, and so anything they do to him is now completely righteous and okay.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Hot take, all genocide bad. Very brave of me, I know.
How could you say something so true and brave, yes.
At Cat Peasant 106 sent a super chat. Hot take, you can be racist towards white people. Anyone can be racist.
Yes, racism is judging someone or mistrusting them or characterizing them based solely on the color of their skin. Like, that's it. that is the definition.
At Hurtworks sent a super chat. But the I am a good person has an evil racist.
Yeah, you get these people online, they're like, I'm a good person and they're a bad person, and so any cruel, ghoulish, evil things I do to the bad person is completely okay.
At Kaylee and Christine sent a super chat. I can never look at the Pokemon Skitty the same.
Well, you shouldn't look up Tinder Skitty, then it'll ruin it even more for you.
At Balonic111 sent a super chat. Skitty forgot that posting on social media is the same as yelling in the public square. Anybody can yell back if you catch their attention.
Yeah, I've never understood people who think, like, social media is, like, their own private space. Like, you are in public. Like, the internet is public.
At Clyde Albin sent a super chat. Skitty, please shut up about how there were only 9 minors in your server. Doing this shit with only 1 minor is way too many.
I mean, yeah, like, okay, if you happen to have kids in the server because you're a Nintendo YouTuber and everything's kosher, whatever, but you are paying special attention to these children as a YouTuber they like, which means you have influence over them, and you are using that influence to encourage them to go behind their parents' fucking backs and give you money. That is not good.
At Balonic111 sent a super chat. What's this, the consequences of my actions?
How dare! How dare there be consequences for me?
Ed Clyde Alburn sent a super chat. People are mad at me because I allegedly did this thing. And I did. But Octo is a bad person, so I don't regret it. Cool, Skitty, good job.
That's the whole video! It is!
Ed Kendall _ sent a super chat. What a great movie where there wasn't a protagonist.
I don't know what that was a reference to, but...
At Hurtworks sent a super chat. This is something a lot of people in this space do. Same with Otterly, I gave a teary-eyed apology and took accountability. So I'm good now, shut up. At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Skitty was trying to paint Octo as transphobic because he praised the actress that got cast as Zelda. He never mentioned Hunter Schafer in his tweet though.
He was saying he was happy with the actress that got cast. Okay. Like you're really reaching here, bud. Okay, I'm exhausted after all that. I honestly did not expect the video to take that long, and I didn't expect it to be that fucking crazy. Like, oh my god. I need to go lie down, I think. So, I'm gonna, let me see if I can, let me see if there's anybody I can send. And here's the screenshots we were looking at before where they lied. Let me see if there's anybody I can send you guys to. I just have to go into the studio for that, so I took the screen down. Who is streaming right now on YouTube that I could send YouTubers to? Let me see. Yeah, hopefully next week we'll have a more fun topic. I'll be putting Jordan Rivers' AI cartoon and Kickassia on the poll again. Maybe I'll just throw honest trailers in there, even though I know it's not gonna win. Alright, let me see. I think I just gotta go to edit stream. Damn it, stop it. Alright, who is streaming right now? Who could I send you to? Anybody interesting? Ah, Westside Tyler's live. I'll send you over there. At least I think he's still live. Yeah, it looks like he is. I'll send you guys to Westside Tyler. Alright, there we go. Perfect. You guys go be nice to Tyler. I'm gonna wrap up for now. Thank you for your super chats. Thank you for the gifted subs. Again, you can link your YouTube and your Discord account, and it should dump you in my Discord server if you want to hang out in there. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Goodbye for now.